hear this music?
No, you guys can't hear
We
the
can never
music.
hear the music.
Oh, okay.
We don't have that technology yet.
Yeah. There probably is a way. I just don't know how.
Are you eating?
That was me typing.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Definitely hit eating
Eating
too.
my keyboard.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I was also eating.
Yeah, come on, man.
I was typing so loud I couldn't hear it.
You can't hear yourself over. Can't hear the sound of yourself eating over your time. All right.
I got look. I finally got the new. Well, it's an old keyboard that I finally unboxed. It's got Cherry MX Blue switches in it.
Oh yeah, those are loud as fuck. Yeah.
Fancy.
Feels good though.
Really?
It gets tiring to type on it for a while.
Oh, man, my
I haven't
keyboard
had-
has SOCD now. It's sick.
Oh, I just.
Oh,
I
you got the
watched some
cheater
videos
shit?
about
The
that shit.
rooting?
Yeah,
Wait, you get the rooting one or did you get something else?
I've had.
There's a new one, the Razer one that has like actual SOCD.
But they implemented it into the.
Oh, you cheater! The one that has like where you can like instantly turn left and right.
Yeah, the jiggle strafing or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah. Cheater, bro.
I can't
You
wait
had
to
the
Footage
go
of that
rooting,
shit
huh?
is
professional.
I want that
so
shit.
funny looking.
Hella
I
cheating.
can't wait to go professional and called it Counter Strike.
Wait. How long have you had the rooting?
Boom.
This is the beginning of this year?
Wow.
Hey, why am I
okay.
cut off?
I'll
We're
want
gonna-
Oh
that.
wait, maybe even earlier. Beginning of last year.
Why are you cut off? What's up, guys?
Yeah,
This
I
is
got it.
episode
save.
55 of the Boomcast. We haven't done one in a while. It's been, I think the last one we did was the one with Eris, right? Like right after Tekken 8
way.
launch. I think that was the last one. It feels forever ago.
Wasn't that
way.
6 months ago?
That,
One each
yeah.
DLC character.
All right.
I didn't even get Netty one.
Yeah.
Each 2 DLC characters.
It's been a while. There's a lot of stuff that happened. We had TWT started, like EVO Japan, I think is really what started it off. There was EWC qualifiers all year long as well. There was 4 spots at EVO Japan. And then a bunch of tournaments scattered here and there. We had DreamHack Dallas, DreamHack Summer as well, with 8 spots respectively. And then a couple other places, other masters that had 2 spots, 4 spots here and there. So that's been shaping up as well. EWC along with TWT. So there's been a lot of Tekken action. How do you guys feel about the tour so far? We haven't really got to talk about the tour yet.
Ricky?
Yeah, don't feel anything about it because I barely understand how it works, what's going on, who's in what place. But the tournaments are cool. I like when the tournaments are happening. I like that aspect of it. I like watching the matches. I like being a part of the tournaments if I ever get to. And that's it because everything else about it is very confusing and I don't understand it. But it's also not meant for me to understand, I guess, because I'm not a player that's just competing for the top 20. Maybe it's something they understand a little bit more because there's like that global leaderboard thing.
Versus the
On the
regional one.
for the esports World Cup one, that one's easy to understand. You just qualify, you're in. I don't remember who qualified because I'm trying to remember who's in top 20 for TWT and this and that. So,
Yeah.
everyone's in. It's cool, I guess. It's confusing and I don't understand it. Maybe I'm just old. give me a double elimination bracket, please.
We're not even that point yet. No, but I think that Esports World Cup made all of the Tech World Tour events way better because you had way more people traveling to get those spots. And I think that part of it was a major deal. EVO Japan kicking off the year, like that was cool. Like, it's the first time they've kicked off the tour with a Master Plus event. And obviously the game was still very new at that point, even though I think we were first complaining, like, dude, where are the tournaments? This is taking forever. But then you look at the results from EVO Japan, you compare it to where results are now, and it's like the game's already changed so much.
Yeah, true. Especially with 1.05, I think that was like the biggest one. But yeah, we kind of saw it every patch, which they kind of did like every month or like every month and a half until we got to 1.05, which was kind of like the biggest one that they've done so far, where they changed the keepers mostly. More than anything, keepers can't kill now. You can step it. There's you could power crush them now, so there's more counterplay. You could counter them, bury them, all that stuff. So they definitely normalized heat burst a little bit in that patch. I think that was like the biggest change so far.
Yeah, for sure. Heat Burst change is definitely a weird one that people are still adjusting to. You see it in tournaments still where they're like, "Oh, I sidestepped you and you heat burst, and now I will just stand here and stare at
Oh yeah,
you."
deer in the headlights. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, how
But
do you
yeah,
guys?
I don't know.
Dude, it's been crazy because like we've been doing a bunch of restreams, me, No Pants, Ricky, just like Combo Breaker, CEO, all that stuff that's local time. That's not like super late in the morning and stuff, but it's been feeling like there's been a tournament every other weekend or almost every weekend leading up to this point. And now we
I
just
think
had
this is the first
Mhm.
time we've gotten a break after Evo. It feels like it's the first week that we haven't had a tournament or
I
like
don't.
some
I
big
don't think there
tournament.
is a break. Isn't it in Malaysia right now?
Yeah,
Isn't that
the,
Oh,
happening
this
this weekend?
break.
It's
the break is
Challenger,
called
yeah.
the break is called the Tuesday, Wednesday,
Challenger event,
Thursday.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what,
exactly. No, it's
that's what the
like all the
break is
Pakistan
called.
guys are going too.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
sick.
for if you're actually like in this bullshit of a tournament, then you don't have a day off. Shadow is gonna touch every fucking corner of the goddamn earth. That dude's gonna have a fucking filled out passport by November.
Yeah.
He's gonna be
Shadow has
crazy.
been crazy, dude. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know how anyone could travel that much and play to their full potential. Like, it just seems impossible.
I think at one point he actually said, "I don't want to travel as much, and I want to stay at home and like enter some online tournaments or something like that." Like
Wow.
immediately following Brussels Challenger, I believe.
I mean,
So
it's just a lot of traveling. How much practice can you actually get?
yeah,
Mhm.
you
Yes.
definitely need some time to
Being at the
be fresh
tournament
for it.
is valuable experience, but it's not necessarily good on getting better as a player.
Yeah,
Do you guys feel like the esports World Cup is like overshadowing the Tekken World Tour? Just out of curiosity.
Yes.
I
it
think the
definitely made
prize
it
pool
more fun.
overshadows it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it definitely made the Tekken World Tour more fun to watch because you
Mhm.
wouldn't have had guys traveling to all these Tekken World Tour events.
Yeah, like Keisuke and
Not for the
Watanabe and all
qualifiers.
those guys, right? That's
Yeah.
what first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, for sure. Even like CEO, like would Atif have been there if that spot wasn't available?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ativ's been
Uh,
a beast. Yeah.
it's definitely interesting just because like it doesn't feel like there's a lot of connection between, especially not even just Tekken World Tour, even like a Capcom Cup too. Like they're not even
Mm.
like part. It doesn't even feel like their events are happening like with the a lot of the main like FGC events. Like Combo Breaker
Oh yeah, they're
wasn't
on their
part of the
own
tour.
thing.
Mhm.
I don't think
Mm.
CEO was part of it, was it? I'm not
Nope.
sure.
I don't think
Nope.
so either. No.
So it's just like it feels like everything's kind of being their own thing, and that's I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just different. And I don't know
Yeah.
if I like it or I dislike it, but I know for sure I don't like it when it comes to like seeing Combo Breaker and not seeing all the names that I'm used to seeing at that kind of event for a
Right.
game like Street
Yeah,
Fighter.
they turned Combo Breaker into like a North American regional, basically, right?
Yeah, and it's not to say that it was a small event or it wasn't prestigious, but it definitely does take a little bit of the shine off of it.
Yeah, for sure.
True. Yeah,
It's pretty weird too because CEO, Combo Breaker, and Evo are like the three biggest events in the world, it feels like.
Mhm.
Right. So like if you're part of the FGC in terms of like you have a game that's involved, like, your Capcom with Street Fighter, your Bandai Namco with Tekken, it feels like you should have some kind of an impact in those three events. Cause I've traveled to a lot of these events around the world and those are easily the big three.
I think so.
Did Esports World Cup have a spot in for all three events? Not Evo.
No, I think it's mostly CEO because Jabali works with those guys to begin with.
Combo Breaker didn't have one either.
I don't think Combo Breaker had it. No.
I don't remember. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I don't
Was
remember.
Combo
Because I
Breaker
remember DreamHack, both
See,
DreamHacks,
that's
and
what
then
I'm saying
CEO,
too.
right?
It's like this is not even that much easier to follow too because you're
Yeah.
like, I don't
No,
even
it's
remember
not.
who.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Shout outs to
man.
Liquipedia, man, because without that, I would never know who's qualified for this shit.
I mean, dude, the most annoying thing to me is I go to TekkenWorldTour.com to look at the schedule. Anytime I want to find out what event's happening on this weekend, let me check if I have a conflict or whatever. TekkenWorldTour.com, I click on schedule, it takes me some random bullshit. But if you go to just TekkenWorldTour.com, you scroll down, you will find the schedule. I'm like, fantastic. Why isn't these pictures of all the events and all the dates on the schedule page, like the first thing you see? Like, I don't know, man. It's hard to figure stuff out.
For,
You know,
for
I
me, I
went to
literally have like a red phone that I pick up. I'm like, oh, hey, Incross, you want to tell me the schedule, man? Like, that's literally what happens.
You gotta have a man on the inside who's on the outside just
Who's
doing
on the
more
outside
work
looking
than
in,
us.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the only
Because
way.
the guy on the inside ain't gonna help you out that much. You got to get the
Mm-mm.
guy on the inside from the outside.
It's an understatement, man.
But yeah, really hard to follow some of these tournaments, especially like, are they in the EWC? Are they, in the top 20 for TWT? There's a lot of stuff going on. So, and also over on the Capcom side as well, Combo Breaker CEO not being part of the tour. They're having their own online like World Warrior events. Everybody's doing something different. But this past weekend, we had the biggest tournament, I think, in the world for fighting games, EVO Las Vegas 2024. All of us were there, so we had everybody having their own like perspective and experience that they could share with us. What you guys think about Evo 2024, like day 1 and 2, or any of the event stuff?
You got to pick someone, Mike.
Rip.
Oh, me? Okay. Well,
Got him.
I had a blast. I mean, Evo for me, working commentary and playing the tournament, it's always so hectic, right? There's not a lot of downtime in between. And this year, with the hotel not being connected to the venue, made it like a big pain in the ass. Because if I had usually they don't schedule you for like multiple blocks in a row, so you have like a gap between all your commentary blocks. So usually I would go back to my hotel room if I'm feeling like tired or like want to use the restroom or something. But like out here, it's like, well, to get to my room and back, it's 40 minutes minimum. And I'm like, I guess I'm just stuck here, So that part sucks now as in working the event, right? Like, I don't know what it's like for you guys as just spectators or competitors, but being talent working and like knowing you have to have blocks at certain times and like minimal downtime in between, it's really hard when the hotel is that far away, even though it's, like the closest hotel possible, essentially.
I think that as a spectator or civilian, which is what I went as, it's just as bad, if not worse. If you didn't have a car like Ricky did, you're basically saying like, "Oh, 9 a.m. I better lock in for the next 12 hours if I'm going to the Evo, convention center." Right? That's what it felt like,
Yeah.
because like if you leave, not Rick, Rip said that it's 40 minutes to get to this hotel. 10 to 15 minutes of those are outside, and if you guys have
Mhm.
never been to Vegas, it feels like caca if you're gonna go outside for more than like 3 minutes, dude. It's
3 minutes, three
agonizing.
seconds.
Yeah. As soon as you open the door, you feel like that hot, sweaty towel like slap you in the face, except it's air. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And it's
It
dry
sounded
at the
like it was
same
cooking the
time.
bottom of my shoe, dude. Every time I touched asphalt, man, that shit was
Dude,
crazy.
we walked outside for 5 minutes, and I'm pretty sure I got sunburn on both my hands and somehow on the underside of my nose. I don't even
Your
know how that happened.
hands.
That's impressive too. The nose.
Yeah, because I would wash my hands and be
Under?
like, "Damn, what's that burning sensation?" Like, I don't
Dude,
understand.
that's just cocaine, dog.
Partying was too hard in Vegas, huh? Nice.
Jeez.
But yeah,
But yeah, it definitely felt different. Like going to a separate venue and being and everyone. I think the bigger issue, not having a central venue, or rather that not having a central hotel was the biggest issue for me. Just like the feel
Yeah.
for it.
yeah,
I think that definitely stunk. And also, just not having a easy access, even though the Mandalay Bay walk was, that's
Too
still a
far.
fucking walk, right?
dude,
But
especially
it's a
if you're at the
walk that,
Luxor. Oh my god.
yeah, but it's a walk that, like,
Mhm.
you're like, look, man, I'm fucking exhausted. If I go back, I have an hour. I could do that. You'll make that walk.
It's
This one, you're
inside,
not
by the
willing
way.
to make that wait because you got to drive through that Tesla loop, and you feel like you're going through mechanical butthole. It's weird as hell, dude. I'm driving through the small intestine in a
Yeah, for
Tesla
real.
is the craziest feeling.
You're
I am
driving? No,
not.
you're the
Open
payload, Mickey.
wide.
The stupidest thing about that whole Tesla loop is like, why are there even drivers? I thought we were
I
gonna have
thought
like
so
a driverless
too.
experience.
Me
It's just a
too.
tunnel. You can't self-drive through a tunnel, bro. And then I'm looking at the real driver. I'm like, bro, this fool's gonna crash. Like for sure, right? Like the damn tunnel's all tight all around. Like, come on, man.
They said one of the drivers said there's 12 inches of clearance total between the car and the walls of the tunnel.
It's
Not to
like
mention
it's
the thing is
designed.
lit up like a fucking RGB keyboard, man, the entire
Yeah,
way.
it is.
Like
Can I
cheesiest
donate
ever,
shadow
man.
points to
Yeah.
change the color, please? I don't, the funniest part is too the driving, and you could just like if you're looking at the like blind alerts, you just see like big rig on the left side. This dude, it's just the dude's like barely drifting left. That
Oh,
shit is
boy.
crazy, man. It was fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it because it takes too long. I was so happy I had my car, even though parking still
Mhm.
sucked,
Thank
and I had to take the
God.
Tesla loop anyways. But other than that, yeah, There's a lot to say about EVO this year.
There's a lot. I mean, I think that that's the first part, though, right? It's just the venue separate from the hotels and like getting back and forth from it. Because I think the venue itself, it seemed like roughly the same size as last year's. It felt like without the
Mm.
arena, right? So that part felt similar to me, but then the actual like exhibitor booths, like the Sony booth, whatever, those felt taller. I don't know if they were or not, but I just remember like I
Mm.
walked in and I just felt like I just saw like a Sony thing and I was like, where's the show? I can't see nothing past the
Dude, the
Sony thing right in front of
PlayStation
me.
booth was huge. They had like the triangle X square circle
Yeah.
thing, like 12 feet high, and it's like I can't see anything past this thing.
I couldn't
Yeah.
see
So
past the Red Bull like truck that they had in front. That was cock blocking my view like every time I walked in.
but
I
yeah, I mean
had
that's what I
trouble
feel like.
seeing past
Rick
people. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. All of these
We're
things
all
you guys
just living Ricky's experiences.
I don't know
Oh
what
shit.
you guys are complaining about things like I never even got a chance to see. It's too high up.
I don't know if you can invoke that card during Evo, Ricky. I've noticed that like people I mean like
Yeah,
I barely make the Tanukana cut myself, you know what I mean? But like people at Evo are not that tall. I don't know whether it's the gamer posture
What?
or if fighting gamers are just short or whatever, but people, like Ricky can hang with those guys.
Ricky's average. He's
He might
average
lose
height.
look,
he might lose
look.
his card,
If they
during
started
this
a
shit.
draft for a pickup basketball game, I'm not getting. I'm not the last round, at least.
Yeah.
I'll say
Wow.
that much.
Yeah,
Damn.
I definitely agree with you guys. Not having a central hotel, especially for like the after Evo, after day
Mm.
one, after day two shenanigans. It's like you don't get to see all those people on the casino floors when Rip and I are being degenerates till like 4 in the morning. Rip till 6, me till 4. I have limits, but
No limits here.
but yeah, and also the Vegas loop thing, you have to pay like $5 and like no pants said. You have to like wait in that hot ass garage, especially when like day one actually started. It's like there's a wait sometimes, and you gotta wait, and you gotta sweat outside. Hopefully, you brought your deodorant because it's pretty hot. But
It was gross.
yeah, it's that experience was definitely different from Mandalay because Mandalay was all connected. It was all
Mhm.
indoor
Indoors.
AC. So if you had a hotel at the Mandalay Bay, sure, it's a long walk. It was a pretty long walk, but at least you're in AC. So this year that part was definitely different. Also the venue, like Rip said, roughly the same size, it felt like. The boots, though, the things that they built up for the booths, they definitely seemed bigger than last year. So it's like it was hard to like really get a scope of how the whole venue is because it's like a lot of
Mhm.
it is obscuring your vision. But yeah, also at the venue, I noticed there wasn't any water stations like previous years. There was like a crazy line in front of the water fountain, like the convention center water fountain. So there was like little things like that.
You have to go
Is
outside the venue just to get water, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I never saw it either. I didn't think about that. That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah, it was right above the public water fountain.
Or right next to each
Cool.
of them, basically. Yeah.
You might as well just use the public water fountain. And to
Yeah.
me, they're both coming from the same hose.
Mhm.
It was okay. The water tasted okay. I'll give it a passing grade.
But yeah, other
It's
than
just
that,
the act of going outside and like doing it. It felt like, just everything kind of felt removed. But then at the same time, there's like a small food court right outside. So in terms of like convenience, if you're gonna camp out there for like the next 12 hours, you can at least survive, right? So
Unless you go into the arena, but that's for another.
Yeah.
that's a little
Wait,
bit later. Yeah.
how was the food court? I don't go to the food court.
Nope.
I
'Cause
saw it, but I didn't partake. So
okay.
yeah, I didn't go either. No clue.
Mm-mm.
Just ended up
yeah.
having the staff food stuff, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Rip talked about it
Yeah,
on
arcade
his
food is
stream.
great.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, all three of you guys were actually competitors. I wasn't a competitor this Evo. How was it like on the competitive side of things? Why are you shaking your head over there? Come on, man.
Because you're not competing, bro. Come on, man. Someone's got to put Steve Fox on the map. Damn. Um, well, competing I thought was interesting. Like there was a lot of stations. I think that the TOs this year ran the tournament super well because usually a lot of these other events I've went to, it's like, dude, here's our pool. Like you're gonna have to wait until like an hour to play your next match, just because. I'm like, what? And so here it's like boom, boom, boom. Every hour a new pool starts and they just like go through it as fast as possible is what my experience was. So all of my matches ran really smoothly. Like I didn't have an issue at all. So that was great.
I think the only thing I remember was someone asked you for a signature right before your match. I thought that was pretty funny.
That shit was funny. I don't remember who did that,
Because you're
but
trying
like,
so hard to be nice. It's like, oh no, it's not like I'm doing anything important right now or anything.
that's exactly what I said.
Mhm.
Was it when I sat down to play Taiheo?
Yeah,
Yep.
that was right before
I think it
Taiheo, I
was.
think.
I
Yeah.
sat down to play Taiheo, and I think it was a girl. I think she
It
came
was
over
it
like
was
a couple
definitely
days later.
100% a girl, because if it wasn't, you would have said,
you
"Hold
would've
on, I'm
said
playing a
some
match."
foul shit for sure, yeah.
You
I don't
definitely
even
would.
remember.
Hollywood
No, I was
Rip.
no,
Hollywood
very,
Rip.
very honestly, I just remember it. Like, I was literally like plugging in my stick and whatever, and they asked me to sign whatever, and I was like, "Oh, sure, I'm not in the middle of anything right now," like with sarcasm in my voice, because
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm literally like thinking about this match. I gotta play this, like the hardest match I had in the tournament up to that point. He's from Japan, he's a king player and everything, and I'm like, "Sure, I would love to sign your shit right now," like, "Thank you, goodbye," but like I was much nicer about it, right?
Yeah,
It
you're
was all right.
fine.
It
It
was
was
all right.
okay.
Okay.
After the sarcasm, you
Next
kind
guy
of
wins.
it's like you got it out of your system, you pooped it out, you know what I mean? So
Yes.
I'll give you props.
I was surprised, but you guys were surprised at it too, right? It wasn't
Yeah.
just me. Okay.
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny too because I couldn't
She,
believe it.
she was on Taiheo's side. She was just there, she was the plant, just there to
Nah,
fucking
man, that was
show up.
Yojin boy, man. I mean, I should bring that up
Damn.
too. I guess because I obviously I have not entered that many singles tournaments.
Mm.
I saw like, they make that huge deal about coaching on stage and stuff like that. This motherfucker Yojin boy is coaching Taiheo like mid-match. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Oh, Rip doesn't do Dragon Hammer. Don't worry about it, man. You're good. You're good."
Yeah. Dude, that's why I don't understand the whole coaching thing anyway. It's because like in pools and everything, people are talking the whole time. The crowd is always available to yell to players. They don't have to put their headphones on, right? Like the coaching just makes it a little bit more personal. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, the coaching thing, I think, on stage is like, uh, whatever. Who cares? And off on at pools, it's like you might as well just fucking teach your brother the whole lesson while you're
Yeah.
up there, man. Fuck it, dude. There's because no one gives a fuck about coaching there. So if you can, go for it. I remember one guy. I remember watching this Marvel 3 player, and his like I don't know who it was, right? Some little brother, big brother type of situation. Little brother's playing, but big brother might as well been playing because he kept saying everything his little brother
And
should
like
have been
Ghost,
doing.
like
He legit was like assist, assist, assist. Like call Doom, call Doom, call Doom. Okay, THT, THT. He kept saying all this dumb. Like, bro,
Tight.
just play yourself, man. What are you doing?
I think it's just another layer because obviously Yojin boy and Taiheo are Japanese, so they're just shouting this shit like casually in Japanese, and nobody's gonna. I was like, nobody's gonna
No
say
one's
anything.
gonna because no one's gonna say anything because no one gives a fuck because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fine. It's
I'm new to the FGG, Ricky. Give me a break, man.
yeah, shut the fuck up over there, man. It's no big deal. God
Hey, look.
damn.
Look, see, like Ricky's
snitcher.
got this Tekken 5.0 video playing right now. Look, when we had tournaments back then and we'd go to EVO, whatever, like that was my first game at EVO. But we would just yell at each other, like, bro, it's just minus 14, get his ass,
Dude,
like
he
exactly.
don't
He's a
block
blocker, like,
lows.
that's it.
He don't block
Exactly, like,
lows.
Okay, but the
That was
reason
so much
I'm
more fun.
belaboring the point though is that I think MYK noticed this too, but I feel like nobody shouts in the crowd. Like when we were
Yeah.
shouting, we felt like we were the only people doing that
Mhm.
shit. And then when we did it, people would look at us like we were like some
Yeah.
kind of endangered species.
Dude,
or
they
some
had
shit.
that, what
Yeah.
is it, Jeopardy
Oh.
style or like game show thing where there were like things with double in it or
Family
whatever.
Feud, Family Feud.
Yeah, Family Feud. And we were
Lord.
and then the last thing was like double KO, and we were just like shouting that shit from the crowd, like double KO. Somebody say double KO. It's just like nobody else was doing that. And then they did give us a
Yeah.
little weird look. It's like, damn, what happened?
You know when that
Because
started, bro?
They're just part of the convention, man. You gotta treat them like NPCs. They're just there. They're gonna
But
react to
we're
it.
the
If you
NPCs now,
possibly-
Ricky.
No, we're not. If we're the NPCs, we're the NPCs in their life, right? But that's fine. Who gives a fuck about their life? My life right now is telling me that this topic is stupid.
Wait, listen, this all started during COVID because we had like the 2 years off from offline events, whatever.
that's
and people
true.
came in all
Yeah,
masked.
Yeah, I
and
think
all
it's
quiet.
just a cultural shift, I guess, right?
No, yeah, it's huge though because I remember it was CEO when they had it in December, right? It was like 2021 or something like that, and just I went there. It's like it was mad quiet in the venue. I was like, "What is this, dude? Like, no one's cheering for anybody. Like the ICFC crew was sticking together like between matches, but no one was cheering for each other during the matches." I was like, "Nobody knows how to play offline. Like it's so different. They're all online
Yeah.
players now."
They're typing in the stream chat. Don't worry.
Mhm.
They got they're typing in all
Like they're
caps.
right next to the guy and
Yeah.
typing in the stream chat. All right.
Yeah. It's weird now. It's different now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
New generation.
Rip, you got pretty far. You want to talk about that? I mean, I'm sure you want to brag. Top.
I mean, I did tie with like
I'm taking my
AK,
headphones
What is it,
Shadow,
65th
Dojin.
or something?
65 out of 4,000, 700,000 or whatever. I don't remember, but I got pretty high. It's pretty good. I could be sponsored. Yeah, that's all.
We can scout you
Anyways,
for esports World Cup, man.
yeah, Rip did pretty good in the tournament because I covered him for an hour, but he lost his Chipotle bag that he won from round 2. Unfortunately,
No, I got it.
you got
What
it
are you talking
back.
about? Right here.
I thought you said it got stolen.
No, bro, they stole my freaking Twix pods.
Oh, that's fucked
The
up.
chocolates from Australia.
Twix
Yeah, the
pods.
Chipotle bag's much worse. Oh, you should have lost that instead.
No, Chipotle bag is cool. That was the only reason I even tried in the tournament.
It looks like
What
some
the
Naruto reject shit. Like, oh, we fucked his bags up. Let's give it to Chipotle instead.
Oh, wait.
Sharingan
Yeah, sure.
looking ass bag, dude.
The Sharingan, bro. Is that it looks like it.
Sharingan. Yeah, there we go.
How
there
do
we
you
go.
say it,
Like
Rip?
an logo.
Sharingan.
It's the Sharingan, bro. Come on, relax.
The Sharingan.
I'll give Rip this though, man. He did run up throw 3 times on Taeo. That shit was funny.
It was cool.
King players don't
Did you try
break
to do it a
throws.
4th time and it just fucked it up or what?
No, I went to flip kicking, but I thought he was gonna get up and
Oh,
dunk.
okay,
and he
okay,
just did a
okay.
get up kick and it interrupted me. I was like, man, it was hella gonna work. What the hell was I talking about before that?
65th.
Oh no, that was the only reason I was motivated to play in the tournament though, because they gave you the Chipotle cards for making out of round 1, and then I saw on their Instagram like, hey, if you make it out of round 2, you get a bag. I'm like, I get something for making it out of round 2. Okay, let's try. Like, there's never motivation to get out of round 2 usually, so that was cool.
Did you find
That
your
is a
two
cool idea now that I think about it.
Did you find your
Motivation.
Chipotle cards? I thought you said you lost 2 of them.
I did find them too. Oh, dude. Okay, so check this out. So I run into Brown Man, right? I think it was right before my Taeo match, right? Maybe somewhere around there. And he gives me this bag of Twix pods, chocolates from Australia. They're amazing. We had them in EVO Japan. Everyone says they're amazing, right? And so I take it to the back in the commentary area and I leave it back there. I'll grab it when I'm done at the end of the day. I go up, play on my match, whatever, come back at the end of the day, they're gone. I'm like, what the hell, bro? Where are my Twix pods at? Right? Last night we're at EVO. I'm chilling at the bar. I'm talking whatever. Zerp, who I was hanging out with at EVO Japan, he's there. He's all like, he's like, yo, man, you like those Twix pods, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude, guess what? Majin Obama gave me a bag. I'm like,
He's still-
Majin Obama was back there in that Tekken commentary, wasn't he? You know? So Zerp was like, oh shit, are they yours? I'm like, they could be, you know? So he's like, I got him in my bag right now. So he takes it out of his bag, and I'm like, you want to split them? Like, so we just opened them up. We started eating them all. We ate them all in like an hour. I gave them to everyone. Ryan Hart tried it. He liked it. Only Esteban said they're like a 7. He's weird, but everyone else thought they were like 9.
He's
Yeah,
weird.
just call him out like that. Got name names.
Yeah, dude. These things are way too good to be a 7. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he
So
gave
shout out
me.
to Brown Man for finally hooking up good chocolates for once.
Dude, shout out to Brown
Damn, you
Man
don't
too.
like his other chocolates, like the ones that give you
The
like
Tim Tams
diabetes.
that made me, the one that made me like explode out of both ends simultaneously. No, I do not like those chocolates.
Well,
Damn
you
Double
ate the
Dragon?
yeah, you ate the whole thing by the sleeve. Like, come on, bro.
No, it was like 80%, but still, like, you
Yeah, come
know,
on.
both ends simultaneously, you know?
That
Yeah,
shit,
like-
If it
that
wasn't a
shit-
Japanese bathroom, it wouldn't have even made sense, you know?
That shit came with the, that shit came
Like
with
the
the
squatting
warning
toilet? Is that what
thing,
you're talking
dude.
about?
Dude, it was a disaster.
Bro, that piece of
Shit.
candy has a fucking like warning, like gauge on it, and that shit's on max. It's like pushing
Yeah.
past the label.
It is what it is.
And
bro.
you're
That,
always
that
like,
was
yeah,
the
let
day I walked outside after I told Say Jam, like, I was like, I wasn't tall enough, you know? Like, that's what happened, bro. Tim Tam's no good, bro.
Eating Tim Tams by the sleeveful, dude. That definitely is gonna get you.
Chips
Shout
Ahoy
out-
never did that to me.
Shit, you got your stomach looking like a Tesla loop and shit.
Yeah, LEDs like that.
Dude, the
Brown LED.
Yeah.
oh, dude, the Tesla loop kind of reminded me of Space Mountain. You know when the ride crashes down and then the lights turn on and shit. That's kind of like the vibe I got from this.
In desperate
Tesla
need of
loop.
maintenance and construction. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that's true, man.
Like damn. But yeah, competing was fun. EVO Tekken 8 was cool. Seeing a bunch of old heads too. We got to see like dudes like Jimmy J come back out of nowhere. You know, he only
sick, dude.
he only shows up for Evos, and that match against Yagami, it was just a treat that I was able to commentate it. But that was sick. Got to see so many competitors, man. Pakistan, Japan, Korea, and yeah, that shit was crazy. What'd you guys think about the competition for Tekken 8 this year?
I think the winner side top 6 qualifiers were like the best matches I've ever seen in Tekken 8. at least, right? Like, I don't know if they're better than like past year's qualifier match with the
Was
top
that
eights
the
or whatever.
first time you done qualifiers commentary?
It probably was. I might have done it like 10 years ago or something, but definitely not in recent history. Like the last 8 years, I definitely have
Mhm.
not done it. But these qualifier matches for me, the reason they're so good is because they all start off like both players are super nervous, but one guy keeps it together and the other guy just like chokes up. And then game two's like, oh shit, I'm almost top six. I got to try. And then they try, they bring it back, tie up game two, 1-1. Final game goes to final round. It felt like every single qualifier match went that way. So it was super sick. And they were so good. The Atif and Nobi match there, dude, that's like
Oh my
just
god.
ridiculous. I love
Yeah.
that shit.
It's only punctuated by what happened in top six after that, I guess. But
Mhm. Yeah.
but yeah, I think in general, especially going back to past Evos as well, the qualifiers end up being better than like the day three matches. I think just because that's you spend all your energy getting into top six, and then it kind of like it kind of leaves your body, and then everyone's like
Yeah.
doesn't have the energy to perform on Sunday or whatever, right? But I think typically it seems like top 24, top 96, that's where the meat and potatoes is.
Yeah. It's like multi-day tournaments. It's hard, right? And the players they start preparing for just a single opponent, and then they're on the stage, it's a different level of pressure, and there's just a lot going on through their minds. They don't play the same as like, when you're in that one big ass day of matches just trying to
Mhm.
qualify at the end, right?
And if
Oh,
you
but
don't,
one thing they did cool this year was that they had two simultaneous stages for top 24, I think, right?
Oh, true.
yeah,
Yeah, that was
that
sick.
was
Mhm.
sick.
Or maybe not even top 24, top 48, something like that, right? So
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
how did you
finally,
guys were watching it, right? Like in the crowd? Like how was it watching it live?
it's
I went
the best part
cross-eyed.
is yeah, the best part is standing right in the middle when both screens are on left and right, and then you watching that shit like a table tennis
It
match. You're just
was.
watching it, and then like as soon as you saw one end, you saw everyone's head just go and just look over to the other side real quick, and then you could see how interest goes, just because like you would see like even though two matches are happening, you saw like Jimmy's happening on one, so everyone was more paying attention to that one. It's interesting, man. I love the fact that they finally did like two streams for Tekken at
Mhm.
least. I don't know if that's possible every year, especially considering how big it is,
Right.
tournament
Mhm.
is. But that's like always been one of the bigger issues with Evo in terms of at least streaming like matches, like top 24. They feel like they miss out on a lot of like the clutch matches, and
Mm.
Yeah.
it's always gotten better every year. I'll give Evo that credit is that
For
they
sure.
every year it always gets better, and this year by far in terms of if you're a stream monster, this probably was the best year because you
Mhm.
missed probably didn't miss all that much, right? Like you probably missed a few, good matches here and there, but
I
overall,
think
I
it's
think they
funny
put a
you
lot of the
mentioning
great
that
matches on there.
though, because I feel like especially this year, maybe even the past few years, you miss more going to the event than you do watching it on stream. Because you can flip the channel anytime, you can go to different parts of the venue. We can't do that shit, you know what I mean? If we're there.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, the venue's huge too, right? Like
yeah.
even when you're because it felt like there was less stages around too for all the streams. Now you bring it up like that. I felt like last year there was more stages for all the games that were playing at the same time. I don't know if that's just because I'm like mixing up with the combo breaker or something else going on, but it
I think the
seemed like less.
stages surrounded the exhibitions last year, I want to say, but in this time around, it's like just the pools area before the arena, and like that's
Right.
where the entirety of the tournament is, right? They're kind of like
Hmm.
split into three distinct sections.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it felt like weirdly smaller. I don't know how to explain it. I think it's just because it's like it's such a big space and like things run at different times,
well, there
so
remember there's
they're
that
not always
center
filled up.
stage with the big curtain. I felt like that almost divided the entire
And then
tournament
there's
away from
front
the
screens
exhibitions, right?
and screens in the back too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
think that
actually
was a
don't
big deal.
you don't actually realize how big it is until you start walking towards more where the Street Fighter section was.
Hmm.
Like it felt like when you're in the Tekken section, like the Tekken section was huge, by the way. It felt like you
Hmm.
could have like walked every part of that area, and every station was a Tekken station. And then you get lost. I got lost in the Street Fighter section. I walked over there and I was like, what the fuck happened? And then it's a million stations.
Not
It
only
was
that, but I
everywhere.
feel like they attracted bigger crowds at the SF6 stations as well, which made it seem more like daunting or like crazy once you got past that point.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely some points where you just walk in there and it's like there's so many people and they're all trying to watch Sherry Janix play.
Yeah,
Which
for sure.
I agree, sure, but damn man, there's too many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, James just said it was so hard to find people at Evo. I never saw James at Evo. Did you guys see James at
We
Evo?
I
did,
yeah,
yeah.
Once,
James
yeah.
Wow.
James watched my match on stream apparently because my apparently my combo was so bad he DM'd me.
Dude, if
Like,
James is DMing you, you know it's a problem.
he told me, "Nice bear. Here's a better combo, man." Which is funny too, because I was like, I know exactly what combo he's talking about.
Oh man.
Sick. But yeah,
But that actually you bring up a good point. That's part. I feel like that was part of what was a big, like a huge difference in the feel between Mandalay Bay and the convention center. Because I feel like for Mandalay Bay, because of the way it was a central venue and a central hotel, even when you're like anytime you're walking around, it felt like you bumped into somebody you knew. But this time walking
true.
around Evo, I felt like it was less than half of that feeling, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I just seeing new faces, which is obviously a good thing, but there's something, like, lost in the transition. I can't really, like, articulate it well, but it just felt like, yeah, I wasn't seeing people that I'm accustomed to seeing at EVO, even if I don't talk to them, right? Just, like, the atmosphere and stuff.
No, I know what you mean. Like, I am more of an introvert than an extrovert, right? So usually when I had to take that Mandalay Bay walk from like the hotel room to the venue, and even like especially on day one when there's like a long ass line, I'm always like, oh god, I got to get past all these people.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
and I didn't have that problem this year. Like it was so sick because I never ran into like large groups of people like that. And even when like back to the hotel, like the hotel, at least the one that we were in, which is already divided out from the rest of the crowd
Yeah,
there,
separated.
yeah, it's just there's so many narrow walkways to get through that like I never ran to like large groups of people unless I was walking past the actual gambling tables. So I was like, oh, this is very easy to get the hell away from everyone. So that was definitely good for me. But I
Mhm.
can see how most people you lose that feeling of having everyone everywhere.
Yeah, I think to me, like, it's a cool feeling when the FGC takes over, like, a venue, you know what I mean? And, like,
Hmm.
how even if you don't necessarily directly interact with people, it's nice just to have, right?
Hmm.
Take over a venue, and I just think of like NCR and that hotel
Yeah,
that we
that's
got
what I was
banned
thinking.
from. It was the first thing I thought. Take over a venue, and I just thought the inmates was just ruining the hotel.
Is that when they
Yeah.
called the fire department and shit like that?
Let's
Or
not talk about it
okay.
because I don't want to bring up what happened.
We're banned from the
I don't want to
domain
bring.
Yeah.
I don't want to
in
bring up. I don't
NorCal.
want to bring up
Yes.
any issues because I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, and Combo Breaker still is like that too. I see Krim saying it was like that at Pheasant Run. Even the current Combo Breaker
Oh, that
hotel
shit
is
was so
still like
sick.
a takeover. It's even crazier now at Combo Breaker because it's like sponsored takeover, where it's like they have the Sony monitors and PlayStations already set up for you
Mhm.
into like the lobby areas of the hotel, whatever.
What?
So it's like just random. Yeah, it's really crazy. It's like a BYOC spread out.
That's sick. What the hell? I didn't know it was like that.
That's why I couldn't sleep the last night. It was very annoying, but it was cool too. Yeah.
Man, the venues are getting crazier, man. Like these events are getting huge, and yeah, I mean, like even Evo, aside from like the competitive side and the tournament and all that, they had the arcade, which I think was bigger than it ever was. I think it
Oh,
definitely
the
seemed
arcade
like
was great.
it seemed bigger than it was last year, bro.
Mhm.
Every time No Pants wanted to go play Beat Mania, he would just be like, "I gotta go use the restroom," and he disappears on us for like
I
10,
did use
15.
the restroom, man.
Didn't
Uh-huh.
wash his hands, went straight to Beat Mania.
No, I went to the
Mhm.
bathroom, washed my hand, and then as I came out, I was like, "Oh, there's a Beatmania machine." It'd be a shame if, like, I didn't play on the way out.
Be a
Exactly what
Yeah,
went through my
shame.
head.
It'd
you
be a
know.
shame.
Damn, the video of him playing back there.
Caught red,
Bathroom, huh?
Yeah.
dude, and he does it again on Sunday too, man. Like
Dude,
I've
big
only
no
done that
news.
lie.
shit like 3 or 4 times, and you only caught that shit twice, okay?
He
Let's
said,
be let's be real. Let's be
don't
real.
lie. MYK said it like 5 minutes after No Pants left. He's like, this motherfucker is on Beat Mania. And then I'm like, no, he's not. Right? I'm still waiting there. It's like, and
Caught
he's like,
caught
no,
in
go check the Beat
4K.
Mania machine.
Actually, from the look of the video, it's like caught in like 160p, but don't worry about that part.
That shit was great. Oh, that shit was funny. But yeah, the arcade was cool. They had I think it was bigger than last year, and last year was already huge, so that was cool. They also had like Paradise Arcade Shop. They had 10 booth, bunch of stuff for like merch and stuff. They also had Arcade Shock out there. I think No Pants ended up getting like
You
Nobi
combine
Lover.
Paradise Arcade and Arcade Shock. And you could just call it
Paradise Arcade
Paradise
Shop.
Arcade Shock.
That's good.
They should fuse the future, man.
I did buy the Nobu Lover actually, and it's funny that you mention it because I was using it a little bit today, and I was like, "Damn, what's like?" There was like this shit leaking out of the stick because like there's a hole in the bottom that I had to make. Turns out like there's a bunch of grease. It comes pre-shipped with a bunch of grease, and as
Ew.
you move it around, it all like leaks out from the bottom.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
It's not supposed to leak out from the
well,
bottom,
because I think
bro.
it's new, and then
Novi's
you give it a little bit of
lever,
work, you just
huh?
squeeze it and stuff. So
I think you got lubed up
I
a
got a
little.
lemon. Well, I can't do anything about it now.
Yeah, it's a little looby over there.
That's
Yeah.
kind
The
of
hell?
gross, man. What are you
Yeah.
doing to
Yeah,
Novi's lever
pretty
over
gross.
there? Should have gone Korean,
That's what
man.
the hey, that's
Allowed.
what the hole is for. I'm okay. What can I say, man? You know.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a leaky shaft. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh God, dude.
Dude,
Overall, the booths I would say were pretty nice though. Between the arcade setup and the artist booth stuff, seems like the artist alley has gotten a lot bigger since the last few years at Evo.
Yeah.
So
huge.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's obviously like I'm not a big artist gallery person. I have no idea who the fuck is who. But every time I see a big ass line, all I'm assuming is at the end of the line, if it's in the artist alley, there are big titties that are gonna be hanging from the wall from wherever from wherever that.
Big anime titties for
It
sure.
seems like
Sounds like you know a lot about this section, Ricky.
I found out. You walk around a little bit and you start to learn a little bit, man. There was a big ass line. I'm like, why the fuck are people lining up here? And then No Pants tells me, oh, this person's esports. And then I look and I'm like, damn, yeah, that's esports.
Yeah.
That's more like F double G triple H sports.
Double
too.
D sports, yeah.
Goddamn.
G sports.
Triple H Sports, nice. Good times. Yeah, Artist Alley was cool. Especially Sunday, where a lot of the people were in the arena trying to, get in and whatnot. Was probably the best time to go to the Artist Alley and all those booths, I think, because it was definitely the least crowded. I picked up a pin myself for my Kwamba bag. Speaking of
Nice.
Kwamba, Sukin, BL, Juggernaut, and Jin 4576 were all working the Kwamba booth this weekend too.
That was cool.
Yeah. And they're also coming out with the leverless. I gotta hit up Andy for one of those. I gotta try one.
Yeah, it's got a cool LED on the side.
It's got like
Don't
wrist rest
get
too
on
and
it yet,
stuff.
though.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
But
it has the wrist rest on it, like a keyboard.
But yeah, you can put like
Oh.
the titty wrist rest on it.
Wait, can you actually?
No, there might not be enough
Probably,
space. Well,
yeah.
there's enough space on the sides, right? So you could definitely put like a clivage on the sides if you really wanted to.
The one that they showed, I think was like it was just like a regular like gel one, and I don't remember if it was like see through or not. Because
Nah, it wasn't see-through, but it was like a black one, but it was flat at the bottom, right? But there's still like a lot of empty space on the left side and the bottom left and the bottom right side. So
and there definitely seemed like a lot of buttons on there, which is if you're
Yeah, it
gonna
did.
cheat all the way.
Might
yeah,
as
at
well.
They
that
have
point,
like
at this point,
swappable switches and everything in that tune too. So
yeah,
whenever it
yeah.
comes out, hopefully we'll get one.
It's like a keyboard, right? I mean, a lot of
Holy shit.
those controls are keyboards. So
Yeah, patenting.
Ah, that shit is loud as fuck.
Look at all those buttons, dude.
That-
too many
that is-
buttons, man.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
perfect. I hate
I'm
those
too
tiny.
stupid for that.
I hate those tiny buttons though. Like,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those tiny buttons. Either.
if I'm playing on a hitbox layout, I want them to be the big buttons.
Yeah, I wanted like almost like 30 millimeter. You know,
Mm.
that
Mhm.
would be ideal for me, just
I think
for
so, too.
the old feel.
That's where my hands are used to going.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kwamba came out with the leverless. That's cool. It was cool seeing those guys.
Did they have it
run the
hands on,
booth
or was
too.
it in just the display case? Do you guys remember?
I think display case only.
Okay.
Pretty cool?
That one looks interesting though. I'll definitely use that for Project L. Or
I tried that out.
Oh, you
I
did.
finally learned about the game. Yeah.
Oh, you played it this weekend, huh?
Yeah. They invited me over to their booth. I played with Ringe and Unconkable actually. So Conk came by. He gave us like a hands-on, like 20-minute tutorial on the game systems. He put us in a little practice mode, and it's interesting. I feel like when I've seen the game in the past, it looked like a little bit slow, and I'm like, oh, I can't really tell. Like, it doesn't look that exciting. The hits to me, and the characters they have like a little bit of their League of Legends charm, but it's I don't know. It feels like something's missing, And then when I had everything explained to me this time, I'm like, oh shit, look what's possible here, right? And I feel like we've only seen kind of the surface level potential out of everything so far, so it doesn't look that interesting. And I think the game right now, it's still in development, but I think that it doesn't do a good job yet of visually translating all the stuff that's happening. For example, Darius has like a bleed mechanic, and it's like a huge part of his gameplay. Like if you look at him normally, he's just swinging this big ass axe around and like whatever, he's like cleaving things, but the bleed mechanic is a more important part. So being able to start the bleed, calling your partner to do more chip damage to them while they're in bleed state, Like that's a huge part of the game, but visually you don't recognize that
Oh,
unless
like
you know it.
indicators and stuff?
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
like they have like a little dripping blood indicator, like it's like a sprite that runs over their
That's like
body essentially.
it's like an
It's
RPG
minimal.
status effect that like
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. I see.
hovers
but it's super
hovers over your
important, you
sprite.
know? Yeah, but whatever it is, it looks very minimal compared to like what's actually happening at the gameplay level of it. And I feel like there's a bunch of that in that game that we just you won't know unless you're actually a big time player of it.
So kinda
I
like
think
what
that
Tekken 8 has? Like what they started doing with
With
the
like the
icons and shit?
installs and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, they need
Okay,
more stuff like that. That
well,
okay.
even
I
like
think
Tekken 2 has
no,
problems
but I
too.
think
So
that kind of holds towards isn't like League of Legends. Like if you get hit with the status effect in the actual
mm,
League of Legends, right? Like
mhm.
it's not gonna show up as an animation effect more often than
Sure.
not.
I just feel like you need to just have something like a bigger visual cue. I'm all
Yeah.
about bigger visual cues in general.
Mm.
So
It
not
helps
just
the
specific to this
watchability, so I
game.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
dude.
That's
I
nice.
think it's a lot better, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with it. Obviously, Alpha Lab is coming out, and that's gonna be like a beta test for that. And I think it's coming out soon, like in the next couple weeks.
Mm.
Oh, is it? Does that mean
Yeah,
that everyone that signed up at Evo would do the QR code gets in?
I think so, something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Do
we'll be
you
playing it
see
soon.
yourself playing solo queue or duos in this
I
game?
think that's such a hard question. I like.
Rip is high on
Nope.
the duos.
I'm
That's why
not. I'm
that's
not
what I was
teaming
gonna
with
ask
Rip.
you.
Ricky,
No.
let's team up. I don't want to team with Rip. Let's go.
Wow. It's okay. I played. Look. You got to also remember, me and Mike already did this duo thing. We played Street Fighter Cross Tekken
Oh my
together, and then
god.
he abandoned me at Evo. So me and Ricky played together. We did way better. So yeah, I can see why you'd want to leave for Ricky too. It makes sense.
Is
But yeah,
that
duos.
what happened?
Yes, it
We
happened.
we did play at Evo. I remember that. I remember clearly dropping a punish or an anti-air, Rip doing this in the middle of the fucking match, bro. In the middle of the goddamn match, bro. I missed one
So
anti-air.
toxic.
We
We
could
won
have been
the
Evo
set.
champs, Ricky. That was it.
Oh, that was funny too. I could see him on the side. I was like, "What the fuck?"
And look, I am about like fighting games having more people playing at the same time. I don't think that this is the format of it though. Like this is literally kind of, well, I won't say literally, but it's very similar to the Street Fighter Cross Tekken format,
Mhm.
right? Of like you're playing real time together, which I think is hard. And it's funny, but the fact that they're also allowing you to play solo in it, I'll probably run solo.
Interesting.
Yeah,
But you think that they're gonna concentrate on duos?
I
I
think
think
that
that duo will have more potential.
they're gonna make it so that you can possibly queue up against both solo and duo. That's my
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
fanfic, right?
I think
So
I
that's
think
what
that that's
they
how it
already
is.
announced. Yeah.
so I
Hmm.
wonder which mode is gonna be like better in the long run. Because
You know what that
if they're
also
both
reminds me of?
viable, let's say, right?
That reminds me of Tekken Tag 2. Like solo or team, which one's gonna be more viable? Is it tournament viable? Whatever. And so at the end of the day, what happened to Tag 2? I don't even remember. Did
Tag
we
2 is
allow
like a more
solo?
of a stats thing though, right? Because like in this case, duo requires like coordination and other stuff,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, it's
But I think
also
also duos allow you for more mix up potential because you can have a real human controlling the other side.
Yeah.
Hmm. But it's also different too from like tag two solo or team versus what we're talking about with solo or
Mhm.
double with
Right,
two
because you're still one person controlling two characters. Yeah.
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 In that case, you just let both of them rock, and then just like have
Yeah.
it be a fucking free for all.
Yeah, but then okay, so then how does let's say the game is
Look,
at
I
Evo, right?
want to see Justin have to fight off both Sonic Fox and Daigo at the same
Yeah, but
time.
see,
All
what
right.
if they give you a choice, right? Imagine like Evo, and you can enter as either solo
Yeah, exactly. That's
pair.
what I'm cool with that. Then fuck yeah. I want to see what I want to see if top players would be like, bro, I need someone else to run this shit with, or if you're gonna be just like, nah, fuck that, fuck everyone.
What if you
I
can
got
buy
it.
in? What if they can like choose to have like a backup partner and they come in for like top 6 or some shit only?
With a
Oh,
phone,
hell
phone
no.
a friend, phone a
Yeah,
friend.
yeah, phone a friend, yeah. Call a
Lifeline.
real life assist, yeah. Yeah.
Call it
Well,
a real assist. Like,
What
yo,
if you
yo,
guys have
partner.
no synergy together, man?
That sounds tight.
I'm
Sounds
with it.
all right, cool. I
Especially
mean,
if the person that enters solo has to pay for 2 players entries.
Double
100% I'm in.
entry, yeah,
oh
that sounds tight.
shit. Damn, that's probably how they would do it, huh? If it's like, damn, that's interesting. Couple things to think about.
It's just food for thought, like the
Yeah.
dynamic moving forward. Not only there's a lot more to it, but I think for a tournament, since we're talking about Evo, like that seems like the bigger question, right? So
Damn, that just reminds me of all the WNFs me and Mike entered for Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
What is that
Yeah,
supposed to
you
be?
don't seem
What the?
happy about
What does
that.
that
Just
mean?
reminded me, man. It just reminded me.
I
That's all.
probably
Cross Tekken is
hit all
different
my
though, right?
combos
Because
and shit.
if you are on point, you call in the assist, right?
I don't remember how that worked.
Because I think it's
I
the
just remember that we would
opposite.
tag. Sick.
Huh.
I beat
I
Richard
remember.
Win in cross tag. Okay, like
I just remember Mike Ross not tagging in Combo Fiend like 4 rounds.
Okay, so that means he can
that's
control it. But I
tough.
think in the case of Project L or 2XK or whatever the fuck they call it, the guy
Yeah,
that's waiting gets to tag
and
in.
tag in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the guy that's point character, they can say, "All right, you're actually in now," and you can hit the button to confirm the tag. Essentially.
Oh, it's like a handshake. You have to
Yeah.
shake on it in the game
Mhm,
in order for it to
exactly.
work. Oh, interesting.
You have like actual like you can actually be like a hating ass partner.
Yeah,
Hell,
Fuck
I'm
you.
not
No
confirming you
tag.
in, bro. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
like
die, and you take him out yourself.
Oh shit.
Vince
You're
McMahon
dropping these
forced us to be
anti-airs.
teammates, dude. I don't want to tag your hand. Fuck you. I like that. That's sick.
Could be interesting. Yeah.
But I think we didn't play that, right? Right, MYK? Me, Ricky, and MYK ended up playing City of the Wolves instead.
Exactly. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was cool. Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. Shout outs to Gibby for getting us in there.
Fast pass.
Yeah.
Definitely want to play that game. Yeah, it really was.
That line was absurd, which
It
is
was.
a really cool thing for that game.
The line was every line was absurd.
That's
It doesn't
true, that's
matter
true.
what you were standing in line for. You could have been standing in line for something you didn't want to stand in line for. You're just standing in line for it just because it was a line. Because the fucking thing, everything had a line, and
Yeah.
it was good and bad, I guess. Because if you're like a con person, I'm sure you love it, right? The more lines, the better. BL exists just to stand in line. That
Yeah.
is my thought process on it, and I think that people in conventions love that kind of shit. I'm old. I hate waiting in line. If I see 2 cars in front of me at the McDonald's, that's too long. I'm going home.
I'm
I'm
out.
starving. That's how I am. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, the Evo just in general is so big now that like everything is like there's so much I can talk about that's good about it, and then there's a lot that I can talk that's bad about it.
What'd you think
I
about
don't
City
know
of
where
the
to
Wolves
start.
though?
Oh, City of the Wolves. I mean, yeah, it's fun. That was like 5 minutes ago, Mike. I'm going about everything else.
It's like you didn't even give us an
You got
impression.
lost in the sauce.
we just instantly went to lines and we were just talking about
Yeah.
lines.
Because
now.
because you brought up a line, and I was more interested in the line topic. City of the
Wait,
Wolves.
Ricky,
Yes.
I want to know what you think is bad about Evo.
Oh God.
Oh damn, you're putting him on the spot for that. All
No,
right.
he
Yeah.
said that there's a bunch.
I mean, the arena, first of all,
Ooh.
everyone understands that was a huge.
Oh yeah,
failure.
how was your Sunday experience? You guys bought tickets.
Yeah, we stood outside and watched it on another stream that kept blacking out every time. It blacked out during the Heihachi
Oh my
reveal.
god, I was so
sick.
pissed about that.
So
yeah.
we were just watching a black screen and
For
then
like
just
20, 30 seconds, and we're like, oh, where's the big
What's going
cinematic
on?
boom? You know, we thought it was all like for dramatic flair, you know.
we have
And
to
then,
look at the other screens and shit, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. So
Damn.
day 3 was, I think, a colossal failure in terms of just,
oof.
I think, what they wanted. You
I
know,
agree.
They wanted.
You don't agree, MYK? I think it was really bad.
Yeah.
I think, but like Evo, they're not stupid either. They understand that there was a colossal failure. Rick never wanted to get on the fucking house mic and tell everyone that you can't get into the arena. That is never something I'm assuming as a
Yeah, it must
as
have
a
killed
convention
him on the
person.
inside.
Yeah, an
Wait,
event
he
runner.
did that? Like,
Yeah, he had
for the
to,
peop- for
because
the people
people were
that worked in the arena.
the people that were standing in line were just standing in line because they all thought they were going to get in at some point, and no one was getting in. So, like, you just
So you got in the mic. Yeah.
yeah. So he had to say something, you know.
Yeah.
And so he said it, and you could tell no one wants to be that person that has to say that.
Mhm.
But you want everyone to enjoy your event, and when when you fuck up like that, then it's like you got to fix it for next year. You got to fix it for France or whatever's coming.
Yeah.
Up, So I understand the idea of the 3-day event, and like if your intention was to just hang out at the 3rd day, not go to the arena, 3rd day is probably sick, right? Like you get the BYOC, you get the arcades, every booth is open. I like the 3rd day because I only really cared about Tekken. So once Tekken
Mhm.
was done, I was walking around, doing other shit. So
That's
that
cool.
part was cool. Uh BYOC, or not the BYOC, the tournament stations that were supposed to turn into casuals, which turned into just stand-up stations because all the chairs got jacked. That sucks. But that shouldn't also be an issue, right? Like you shouldn't have your two separate people that want to, enjoy Evo differently have to fight over one chair. Like
Mhm.
True.
we're not trying to play musical chairs over. We're both trying to enjoy an event, right?
It
But
should have been
Mhm.
preemptively set up so people could view it outside, and it didn't feel like they prepared in that regard. So that was what confused me because
they
going into it, they knew that they didn't have enough seats to house
well,
everybody, right?
but that's the reason why they had all those side stages, right? And all those side stages weren't just side stages; they were
Yeah, they were
restreams. Right? You had
restreams. They were
groups of
Yeah,
restreams.
people that were
Max,
actually doing.
RDC Gaming, yeah, a bunch of
Okay, so
restreams.
you
Brawl
had
Pros
like
too.
live
Yeah.
streams doing that, which is the idea is cool, right? And I don't dislike that, but uh there just wasn't enough seating or
Yeah, it didn't feel like it was
planning or
fleshed out
anything.
enough, right? Like for
Yeah,
the amount of
so
people that they were expecting. So
So that's the part that's confusing to me about the whole thing. It's like they charged everyone a price because now the arena ticket is included, is what it was like the thought process behind it. But of
yeah,
course, not just the arena, because of course the third day if everything is still open too, right?
yeah.
But mathematically, you know how many seats you have, right? And you know the number of people that are registered. So you could have said something beforehand, I feel like. But then maybe you're just like, well, you know, 1/4 of you guys will get into the arena or whatever the number may be. I don't know the actual math on it. And the rest of you guys will have to watch from the restream stations. Like I feel like even if they had said something like that, then you
They
still
should have said it
know
beforehand.
how
Yes.
many seats you
I
need
think
for the
they
restream
did.
stations,
I
right?
think they did say like first come, first serve, but I think they also didn't account for people
That's too vague,
going
though.
That's way too
early.
vague for the number.
Yeah, going
So I heard
early
that
and staying all day. Yeah, I think that's
yeah,
another
well, yeah,
thing.
because I heard that people who went there in the morning didn't get in.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, it was already full for the first game, whatever game that was. I forgot. Grand Blue. Yeah. By the time it got to Grand Blue, you could always see in the rafters,
Mhm.
the splash zone or whatever. It was already like full. And then apparently those people didn't leave for the other
Yeah.
games, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was like this big snowballing problem that became like a huge issue by like Strive, right? Because you had like lines going out of the arena, back towards the arena, and out of into the convention hall, right? So
Yeah. It was wild. Like, and the other problem with it is the restroom. So, like,
Oh
in
my
the arena,
God.
well, I mean, you've already seen people using the chairs as restrooms, right? But
Oh
like
God.
that was number one. That's super gross. But like
Super
dead serious, right?
gross.
Dead serious. I go into there to do the commentary for top six. I go to the back, and it was like it's like morning for me essentially because I wake up late, whatever. I grab a lemonade, I drink the lemonade, I have a can of Red Bull, start drinking the Red Bull. We get to like the top three. I'm like, is there a restroom back here for staff? They're like, sorry, we don't got one right here. That's on the bucket list for next year, whatever. I'm like, what? And so then I'm like, okay, fine, I'll hold it because I have no choice at this point, right? So I gotta hold it. I'm like, okay, non-optimal situation, it's fine. We end the thing, and I'm like, all right, I gotta hit the restroom now. And I walk and I see the line for the restroom. It was like insane. Like there must have been like at least 100 people in line for the restroom back there, just in the arena line for the restroom. I'm like, that's
Crazy.
impossible. Like, yeah. So if I was sitting in the arena and I'm like, well, if I leave, I'll never get my seat back,
shocker
and
bomb,
I'll
man.
be back in the arena. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go in your seat, bro? Like, I mean, what choice do you have left?
I
Sucks.
heard it was a 40-minute wait for the bathroom, and at one point it was so bad that like the staff or whoever decided to say like, "Oh yeah, we're sorry for the inconvenience. Here's a 20% off coupon for like Evo shoes or some shit." Like one
What?
person from my server said that they got a coupon for 20% off Evo apparel or some shit.
yeah, remember how I said like if you're outside the arena, you could just treat that shit like it's Chernobyl and anything's fucking going on over there, dude. I wanted to make so many fucking just live tweets.
How do you think
just
that the chair thing
yeah,
became a thing, right?
the
Yeah.
chair was the chair was the one I wanted to do, but just not so gross.
Yeah.
So gross. Yeah. I was trying to get Ricky and No Pants in, but that shit was impossible on that
Even
day.
Lord Sagem,
Yeah.
Chipotle himself could not get us in. So
Yeah. We
Might
tried.
be like that.
We tried to, like No Pants brought it up because me and Ricky and No Pants, we got to go check out Third Strike Finals on Saturday, right? So we got to go inside the arena on day
Mhm.
2, which was a super sick finals, by the way. Shout outs to
best finals.
Hayo, even though his name is Hayao, but everybody called him Hayo.
It
Good
was Justin
shit.
Wong, man. It was Justin
It
Wong.
wasn't just Justin. I went back and
You're
watched the
right,
other
you're right, you're right,
footage. Like, Hayo,
That's
you know,
just that's
Hugo
Vicious
God.
being a good homie.
Yeah, because
Covering
Justin
for
started calling him
co-commentating.
Hayo, and then I think Vicious, in order to like do the assist or whatever, he
Yeah,
started
yeah.
saying Hayo too, or
I'm not even talking about
Genaijin.
Vicious either. There was more. Yeah, Justin with the
Just the
Genaijin.
crowd. The crowd sick.
Shout outs to Justin, man. But
Yeah.
I think I can't unsee it ever since No Pants put it like this. He was like, the arena area reminds him of SeaWorld. And I'm like, oh shit, I see it too.
Yeah, like halfway through the show, Shamu's gonna go up into the center, and we're all gonna be in the splash zone and shit. You know, like that's
We
what it felt
were in the
like.
splash zone, literally.
Also like during the top 6, they told us that we just set like an attendance record, like more people than the Mandalay Bay Arena. And I was like, how? Like we said it, right? Because it's our job and everything, but like the arena doesn't look bigger. Like, is there actually more
No.
seats than Mandalay Bay had? Didn't feel like it to me. And
Maybe there's more people inside there than.
that Mandalay Bay just never filled up.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't think the
yeah.
Mandalay Bay ever was filled up. Like as big as the Mandalay Bay ever, it was for Tekken or for
Mhm.
Evo. It's just I don't think it ever was at full capacity,
Yeah.
as far as I can tell, at least. It never
20
felt like.
last year, it felt like it was at full capacity for the Mandalay Bay.
Oh, I
It
wasn't
was
there last
getting
year.
there. Yeah, it was getting there last year.
Last year
It
makes more
definitely
sense. Yeah.
felt like it needed a venue change because of the density of last
Mm.
year.
But it felt like less seats this year, which is what threw me off, right? And it's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Is it- I think it is less
I think it's
seats. I
because
can't.
it's
gotta
actually
be.
flatter. That might have been why, because the Mandalay arena seating is like really like steep, right?
right.
Yeah.
So that it could be like an optical illusion or something.
This picture is really cool too because it makes it look like there's a second level above that banner.
Oh, there
that
hella
goes
isn't.
around.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, I know.
that's
But
it.
there's no. It's
Yeah.
up there, but there's nothing above it. But it looks like there's gonna be like 1,000 more people up there. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's well thought out.
But
I
then
think for the
that was
purposes of
it.
the stream, it looked really good from the stream perspective, but it was
Right.
a lot less impressive if you were there, and especially if you couldn't get in, right? So
Mhm.
I mean, I'm assuming it wasn't even sick for like. There's like no suites, so like there's no like big baller rooms.
oh, they had VIP seats which were just the top row of the SeaWorld bleachers.
Oh yeah, I
It was
saw
literally
it.
just like
Yep.
the little tables and shit, right? It was
There was
pretty
like right
sad.
behind the bleacher
sad.
area. Yeah, it was like right on top of the bleacher. There was like a little platform where it was like
They don't call
VIP,
call those VIP seats. They call those lookout towers. Like
Yeah, it was pretty. I got kind of bummed out. I'm glad I'm not a VIP, man, because it would be pretty sad just sitting up there. So
how VIPs
Mike,
could
do you-
even get in?
Do you see who took the picture, Mike? Is that Vexany or Tempest Rob? Who is that?
It is Vexany. Yep.
Vexany. She's sick, dude.
Shout outs to Vexany. Shout outs for all the
shout out to all the photographers. They're all
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
all
I've
really
been
talented.
retweeting all their albums, so you guys should go check it out. I retweeted basically
Some
all of them.
really cool photos.
I
but
think
yeah.
Rob just released his album
Mhm.
earlier today. So
But yeah, this
Yeah.
is like Street Fighter 6 after Street Fighter 6 finals, the end of the show, right? We can kind of get an idea of what the arena looks like. A lot of like
Yeah,
splash
during the
zone
reveal?
seats. And then we had the bleachers in the back. And
what
I'm
kind of
never in these
splash
photos,
though at
bro.
this point, man? Like, do you think
oh
you
god.
could, if you look in that crowd, you can imagine that some of those people have been there for like 8 to 10 hours,
Ew.
right? In the front, because how the hell they're getting out? They're not getting out.
There's
Yeah,
no
you
way
know-
that's bigger than the Mandalay. Like it's
That-
impossible.
Yeah, there's no way.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, but the floor, if you look at it like this, the floor seating looks much bigger than what they had for Mandalay, right?
Mhm. The floor
So-
is definitely more people
Yeah.
compacted together. So if like it's possible. Like, but I'm thinking about the future now, right? I'm like, okay, if this is the issue, like what's the solution if they have to stay at convention center next year? Like, do they just open that back section, just go straight through the back? and just,
Maybe
like,
they
have a
go
Yeah.
they
billion
double down
seats?
on the bleachers and just do like another whole section of bleachers. But then that makes the arena like super big, like too big.
Yeah, but it could look cool if you just have people all the way through the back of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But then you could also do it in like another hall, but then you create the other problem of having to move the convention. Like,
Yeah,
there's no reason
that
to have a
part always
third day
sucks.
convention at that point, right? So
Mhm.
They might just cut off like more of the tournament station.
yeah, I think if
Yeah.
they use the tournament
Push the
station with
arena back
bleachers, but
farther.
I don't know how many seats it generates as a result. So
I would
Yeah.
assume like let's say hypothetically, like I
Mhm.
don't know how many extra seats it would have had, but let's say they cut out the entire tournament station area, right? And somehow converted that into the arena.
Right.
Like would that have fixed the problems?
I think so.
Could have, right?
I think you would probably double the number of people that could have been in there,
Yeah, I think it would
and
have
that probably
doubled
fixes
it.
the issue.
At the very least, I think they could have done it the existing way if they were just more upfront about like, oh yeah, by the way, like we will have like a restream station set up, like
Nah,
or like
nope,
all that's
nope,
you
nope.
People
don't
would have
think
been
so?
pissed.
It would have. The people don't care about rules.
Okay,
Shit, like, have you seen convention centers, bro? You give them rules, they more likely to break them.
that's true.
I hate that shit, dude. Don't tell them what to do.
my
Like
my
if you're
mistake.
telling me that, oh, if I don't get in, I'm gonna have to watch the restream. I'm here at EVO. Fuck that. I'm getting in. That's how
Yeah.
That's true.
That's how most people feel.
I think
It
that's
did
and
feel pretty bad sitting right outside and like hearing like there was like a little bit of delay so you could hear the crowd in the arena like going
Oh,
crazy and then we see something on the screen.
and then spoiler, yeah.
Yeah. It was
It wasn't that
Um,
bad though, at least for us during the top eights, for Tekken at least, just because it did. I think they were getting direct feed.
It was direct feed. I'm just saying like it's just
Mhm.
enough like where
Yeah.
it felt like a little out of it, you know what I mean? So,
I guess my question: you guys watched it outside the arena, so you watched the restream, right?
mhm.
Like, what is that experience like? Is that a cool experience to watch a restream in in that like venue, or is it better
It
just being in
wasn't
your
that
hotel room?
cool. I
Okay.
think they honestly they needed bigger screens that would have helped a lot. Like I think in general the stage screens they use for the tournament are too small. So if you're like looking like into the distance from like the other side of the venue, you can't see shit on the screen. Like even just from like the corner of the pools area
Yeah,
to like the other side, it's like already hard to see what's happening, right? So
I'm reading the chat. People don't seem happy with it, but
I
Yeah.
yeah,
mean,
I
it's
was
hard
curious
to
because I wasn't there, obviously.
yeah, it's hard to be happy about it, right? Because you're not getting any sound, right? Good sound, right? So the sound's
Mhm.
gonna be all fucked up. You're not getting any of the energy from being inside the arena, and the
Yep.
arena usually is where all the noise is coming from. So it's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
a fucking like you make a sick ass comeback here, like because the energy's not there, man. No
Yeah, and
one
then
Yeah.
it
feels it
almost feels there's
outside.
no point to you getting like, getting hype or making noise or
Oh,
something like that, right?
interesting.
Yeah,
So,
so
because
it's
you're
just
just shouting out in the void, you're shouting to like some asshole that you don't know next to you, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I didn't think about it like that because, like, when we used to have the arena commentary, like our jobs when we're the arena commentators would be to hype the crowd up, right? So when you're doing a restream like that, it's almost like you should be having like that hype man mindset for the crowd watching your restream. I don't know how many people were at each station, but it seems like that should almost be how that works because like that way you at least get people to get involved with it because it's not
Well,
like a standard restream.
I'll be fair. We weren't watching any of the restreams. We were like the
We watched
personal
the raw
restreams.
feed.
We were watching the
Yeah.
raw feed.
Okay.
And the
So
raw
for,
feed was the one that was going down all the time too, which
Yeah,
kind of
it
pissed
would
me off.
flicker off every now and then. Yeah, and the sound
yeah.
would go out.
So
Yeah. Bunch of
like I
stuff.
don't know how Brawl Pro and his boys are doing, or
Mhm.
RDC and his boys are doing. So I don't know
Well,
if
on that note though, just from 10,000 feet away, like glancing at it, the way the restreams were set up were also kind of weird because
Mm.
take like Maximilian stage, right? Maximilian had his back to the restream crowd so they could get the right shot, right? They
Yeah.
were
So it's
watching the
like your
Oh,
screen
yeah.
along.
commentary shot, with like
Same thing,
Yeah,
I hate that, but it's like,
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, but I also hate it. Like, I look great in those pictures because there's a crowd behind me,
But so in the
but I don't
context
get to
of a
see the crowd. It's
big
the same with Combo Breaker and everything too, you know?
in the context of a big arena, it almost makes sense. I'm not gonna say it's like right or wrong, but
Mhm.
when it's only like a few hundred seats behind Maximilian, it feels like fake. I don't know how to explain it.
green screen fucking crowd.
Yeah, basically, right? You feel like you're there just to be like a prop. You know what I mean?
extras on the movie set.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Maximilian's not talking to you. The whole point of like the arena stuff that Rip was talking about is to engage in the audience that's on site, right? Like you
Mhm.
deserve because you're the one who came out there. You deserve to have like a
Sure.
catered experience, right? And then it feels like it took away from that in exchange for the stream experience, which they're not getting, even though they're on site, right?
Yeah.
There
So
was
That's tough.
a lot of people upset on Sunday. There was like, also the chair thing that we briefly brought up earlier too, right? We ran into AJ, Shatri and Talon, right? And he was there with his girlfriend, and he's like, dude, I paid 200 a piece for me and my girl. And it's like I can't get into the arena. I don't give a fuck about your casuals. I'm sitting down and watching this top six. It's
Yeah,
just
dude,
like
hell yeah, bro.
it's just like but then like the people that did show up there on Sunday to play casuals with their friends or people they plan sessions with. It's like it
Yeah.
sucked for everybody.
They
It's just
paid
like
200 for that. Yeah.
yeah, it's like dude, why wasn't there enough chairs? Why weren't there more chairs on finals days on those restream stations? Instead of just like us having to pull it from a tournament station or something like that, right? So it's just like
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely understand why everybody was kind of upset on Sunday.
Yeah, that's rough.
Kind of upset, bro.
Yeah,
No,
they
I
it
were
seems
mean,
they
like it was
they
a
had every
real
right to
big
be
miss.
pissed, and probably
Yeah.
more pissed than what we saw.
I think
mean-
Opan said it the best though. Like Obama had the best idea. Sit on the cabs at the arcade, and then there's that jumbotron monitor screen right next to the arcade, right? And just watch it from there, front row seats. I'm like, it's not a bad idea.
yeah, because then you wouldn't have been so pissed being around a bunch of people you didn't know, just watching a top 6 that you barely
Plus,
cared about.
you get a huge amount of personal space being in front of a cab, right? That's like the real secret Discord tech. So
Yeah.
Sound. It's all good.
Yeah, that's weird because, like, even in the arena doing commentary, we had a bunch of like weird tech issues like that we don't usually have either. So I don't know if they have like a new team back there or what, but it was funky on commentary too because usually, we we have audio issues. We talk back like, hey, we got some problem with this. Turn up this volume, turn down that volume, whatever. And like they tried, but it never got resolved. So it was really weird because even like me and Steve were commenting, like we're like leaning towards each other at times because we can't hear each other loud enough, or
oh
like,
yeah,
and we
that's
don't hear the game loud
bad.
enough. And like Tekken, I always want the game to be louder, because like the music is hype and everything. Like we could like it was real not a great experience from the tech side of things for
Mhm.
the top 6 on commentary this year.
I mean,
So a
probably
lot
wasn't
of random issues.
probably wasn't fun for them either. They played Mortal
No.
Kombat on a fucking pre-patch game.
Oh my
Oh, that
god,
was
I
so
forgot
funny.
about
That's
that.
crazy.
And didn't you
That-
say they had the overlays messed up too or something?
So because they're playing on the pre-patch game, I think the overlays like they normally had it fixed, but because it was out of place,
Is that how
it-
they found out that it was pre-patched
I
because the
think
UI
so.
was different? Oh
because
my,
because
that is
when they
great.
because when they fixed it, the UI was back in its normal spot. Before it was like clumped up like underneath the life bars and like
Oh
kind of
my
in the
gosh.
way. And then once they went to the patch, then it was up on the top where it was supposed to be. Just looking
Wow.
at, I was like, man, like when I saw that first one, I saw the fucked up overlay. I was like, oh damn, they don't even have the right overlay for this. Like, what's up with that? And then hearing
Mm.
we got to rerun that match because it's on the wrong patch. Is
The wrong patch MK. That's like some MK9 shit, you know?
That's
yeah.
rough.
Like, wait a second, you use what skin and that has what version patch on
How the
that
fuck
skin?
The only way that happens is like a PlayStation, like you sign into the wrong account type of thing. Like I don't even know how that
Either that or
even works.
NRS patched it over the weekend, which I would not put past NRS, honestly.
And then
So
they just
No,
that
they
was
had,
the
no, they had a patch after. The patches happened with Takeda and everything.
okay.
Pretty
Mm.
sure.
yeah, it's just one of those things I saw was like, ugh, it's not going well for Evo either.
Yeah, really quick on the on the Mortal Kombat topic too, right? Isn't it weird how they released the game right after Evo last year? So of course the numbers gonna be way down, right? For
Yeah.
their total number of signups. But then, like tomorrow at Comic Con, they're gonna have some kind of announcement for like the future of that game. So, but doesn't it feel like you've already kind of killed all the momentum for this game? Now you have an expansion for this game that's already had a slow start. Like you've just shot it in the foot right from the beginning. I don't see how this grows to be even bigger next year at Evo. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't like. Do you guys
Yeah.
think Mortal Kombat's numbers can double next year? I feel like it's already going to be roughly the same as what it
I
is
think it
now.
shows where their priorities are. Like, targeting Comic Con means that like you're obviously targeting people that are not
Casuals.
competitive, right?
Yeah.
And announcing it right after Evo means that yeah, we don't give a fuck about the competitive players, right? You're saying they're giving the middle finger to like people like Tom Brady, basically, right? I mean, I
He's
don't
gonna
know a
do
better way
that
to
to
put
right
it.
back.
But...
Come on, man. Don't give the
Make
middle
some
finger to Tom.
noise!
Not Tom, man. He's a legend.
And look at that knee.
Tom Brady, come back, please, man. I can't have the
I
fact
think he's
that
back, Ricky. I think even if he says he's like, he's like he
no, but I
retires
need him
from the game.
competitively back because he retired before
Competitively
Yes.
back?
We
because
need
he
him back.
retired before the real Tom Brady did, and that's some bullshit. How the fuck is the real Tom Brady have a longer lifespan than the video game version of Tom Brady?
Right?
That's
You
not
got
how
a
it's
good,
supposed to
that's a
go.
good point. You got a good point there.
I need Tom Brady back in and just get one more in before he calls it quits.
Damn.
Oh man.
That'd be sick. He wins Evo and then retires on top. Fuck you,
Hell yeah,
NRS.
dude.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick. But yeah, Sunday Evo seemed a little rough. I mean, I think we definitely brought up all the perspectives where like how people couldn't get into the lines, people that wanted to play casuals, people that were
Mhm.
watching from the outside venue, arena area, and also even people that did get inside, restroom issues, all that other stuff, super crowded. But yeah, hopefully they can
that real, by
address
the
it
way?
next
Was there
year.
piss on the seats?
I think that's
Yeah.
real. I think the skid
That
marks are fake.
no one
What
hit.
seats were they though? It wasn't the player seats, right? Was it like just some
It
random?
was the splash zone seats, man. It was an
Okay, it's
actual
the actual
splash zone. Yeah.
I saw a
That-
puddle in the seat, bro.
Somebody's Shamu out there.
No one hit that shit with the community notes.
Yeah, I think
it's looking
the
more and more real.
I think the
It's
P1's
legit,
real. So
Yeah.
nasty. So
Unfortunate,
nasty.
but it's also understandable.
Yeah,
Like,
which is the worst part.
yeah, that's crazy. You know, it's
I get it. The line is too long. You couldn't leave the arena. Like,
Gonna
that
get-
sucks.
bro. Like someone in the chat said that Atif couldn't even get back into the arena during top
During
six.
I believe it too.
I can
That's
imagine,
crazy.
man, because these people aren't like the people that were running security. Obviously, not Evo staff; they were
Yeah.
security staff.
I mean, honestly, like if you ask me, like if some guy came, if I was running security and someone gets like, "Hey, I'm in Melty Blood top team," I'm like, "Yeah, shut the hell up, bro. Get the back." Like I have no
Yeah.
idea who you are, bro. You know?
They don't care about anybody, so it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's understandable, you know. But
It's funny you
It's
guys
just-
mentioned that because I've heard stories that infiltration showed up to Evo. And so security might work at keeping us out, but they can't keep some people out. You know what I mean?
I don't know what the hell that situation is either. Was that a wig or was that his real hair?
I don't know, but that picture is so fucking crazy. Just out, fucking frame perfect. Like one picture in, one picture out. Like
it's got to be
everybody else
fake.
is the same too. You know, like that's
I don't think that's a wig, but I don't think that's real.
Oh
Wait,
no.
See what
When he
I'm
like
saying?
glued
here?
that shit on.
Oh,
What do you
yeah.
mean?
Super glued that shit. Oh
Yeah.
god.
Interesting.
We could go around saying everyone's got a toupee these days, man.
Yeah.
I'm making cover for myself, bro. I gotta I gotta attack people before they attack me.
Damn. Just lashing out, getting all
Yeah,
defensive and shit.
don't go after
God.
my hairline, please.
Dude,
That's
that's what I'm worried about, man. It's gonna go one day. Oh, it's gonna suck. But yeah,
Mhm.
Sunday top sixes, pretty crazy actually. You had Nitro winning Guilty Gear Strive. He's a Dragon Ball Fighters player. Then you have legendary Arslan Ash, 4-time Evo champ, making it his 5th time Evo champ. And it's in a new game. He did 4 of them, 2 Evo Japans, 2 Evo Worlds or Las Vegas. And now he's done it again for Tekken 8, the first one ever, with him versus Atif in grand finals, 2 Pakistan's grand finals. I think it was 2 Japanese, 1 Saudi Arabia, and 1 Korea with Ulsan. Crazy. What you
Yeah,
guys?
super crazy, dude. I mean, Arslan. I mean, what can you even what? I don't even know what to say about this guy. It's like it's ridiculous how good he is. Like he has been, in my eyes, still learning the game and struggling in Tekken 8 until this point. You know,
He's
like
still
obviously,
struggling.
Nah, he
I-
won
I-
one tournament before this. I was like, it's over,
Right.
man. It's
I'm
over.
saying, and for him, oh, you thought once he won that tournament, it's like it's over. He's figured it out.
I was
Wow.
dread. I mean, I'm not saying I won't say dread, even though I will use that word. But
You're-
once he
'cause-
won,
'cause you
once he
are-
won that shit, I was like, nobody's beating him anymore. Because he's seen
Wow.
all the opponents that he kicked all their asses in other tournaments. He's not
Mm-hmm.
going to lose to them on a bigger stage, or just because it's a bigger stage. You know what I mean?
So for me, thinking back to the year that Khan was in Evo top 3 with them, right? Like Khan beat him. And I was like,
Mm.
oh, is this how he loses these Evos when someone else in Pakistan is there that can beat him? And Atif is obviously someone who's given him trouble before. So I thought, like, Atif can definitely beat him as well. But he got it done, man.
Not to
Like,
mention
it's
how strong
crazy.
Atif looked through top
So
6.
good.
Too. Yeah.
Dude, he looked unstoppable all day.
Top
Yeah.
6 day, especially, yes.
I mean, I still think like you just like wake up on the wrong side. Atif wins that set too. Like it was a close set. I think
Yeah,
that
it
I
was.
think that for Arslan though to be this consistent for so long and so many different like even though it's still Tekken, right? Tekken
Mhm.
8's definitely the most different of all the Tekkens, especially considering the fact that all the Tekkens that he's won, it's been like Tekken 7 later patch.
Right.
This is like it's stupid.
Yeah.
How
Anyone that
good
says
he is, yeah.
anyone that types Flukistan, Kenny in the chat needs to get banned at least 2 weeks. Just
That's the
you know,
reason Arslan is succeeding, because people like Kenny say Flukistan all the time, dude.
Yeah,
He has
Kenny,
to
you
prove them
gotta-
wrong.
Kenny, if you want them to fail, you got to prop them up.
Yeah.
You gotta give them false hope, and then when they lose, then
Then you hit them with the
shut up and don't
Flukistan,
do
right
anything.
where it hurts, you know?
And no, you don't do that, man. That's some asshole shit.
Damn.
Nah,
But that
man,
was sick, though.
Arslan's crazy though, and the fact that he did it
Yeah.
with Nina too, of all characters, because I honestly
Super
thought
cool.
that at a certain like when he was having success with Elisa, I thought, oh, he's gonna switch to Elisa, and I think that that was gonna be a better character. But then he went back to Nina, and he just made it like, no, I'll play Nina less like Nina because it works way better. And
He played that shit like Kazumi, bro.
Yeah,
yeah,
he did.
it was
No,
so
honestly, he played that shit like
basic.
Tekken 7. He made
Yeah,
everyone
Tekken
else
7
play Tekken 7.
Kazumi.
He beat their asses at that game.
Yeah, it
Dude, the
was
way
sick.
he crouch dashes under everything, so you can't like use highs on him. So he did that a lot. And then like the grand final set with like a Teeth, it felt like at one point you couldn't even hit him with a down two. I was like, how the fuck is he doing it, man? He's
He was
blocking
blocking the lows.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like,
the clutch low. He was almost. There were like at least 3 rounds where he was at a pixel. Atif had like a 90% life lead. He just like beat his ass.
it's
You
like,
could tell too. Like,
how?
oh yeah,
That one
Arsenal's gonna win this
slide.
shit, right? So
That Dragunov slide where he down jabbed it and converted the combo, made that 80% comeback, whatever that was. I was like,
Yeah.
holy balls, that was too good for Tekken
Yeah.
8. Tekken 8, you don't need those. You don't get those kind of comebacks in Tekken 8. That was crazy.
yeah.
But I mean, I guess it goes to show you what like everybody's saying. It's a new game. This game's so random. Blah 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 blah. I mean, it
You know?
seems like the results have been pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But
4
other than like,
Dragunovs in top 8.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Other
saying.
than-
It's not that random when you have that many Dragunovs in top 8. It's pretty damn consistent.
but I mean, like the names are the same, right? Arslan Ash,
yeah, that too,
Ati,
man.
sure.
Olson. It's just some
Mhm.
players obviously it seems like they're having a little bit harder time. Like Knee, like we're still like waiting for
Why
him.
you gotta bring
Why you
up
waiting,
me? He
man?
only lost
Me
the
and JDCR, bro. JD's, I mean, like, good at JD seems right now. He still is not hitting the results you expect out of him, right?
Didn't
Like,
he
he
Yeah,
did
because
flop
JD
at
was good
EWC.
early on, right? That was
Yeah.
the big thing.
And Dragunov is great. It's his character.
But he got top 8 still, right?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like this, it's like,
Yeah.
first of all, if he got top 8, we wouldn't be like, oh, JDCR is struggling. We'd be like, oh, sick, JDCR got a top 8. But now that we
Oh,
call
yeah.
top 6, we're like, oh,
We don't
JDCR
even
fucking
see it.
so
Struggling, man. You
struggling.
can't even make top 6, bro.
Oh, come on, man. Fucking give
Look,
him
hey,
a
that's
break.
not my fault. That's Evo's fault, okay?
Yeah,
They
that's
made
some
top 6,
bullshit
not
too.
me.
Bring back top 8, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
To be fair, the
because everyone-
goalpost move for all the
Dude.
characters, right? Like, oh, Nee made top 32, oh, he's washed, right?
We can't
I
have
feel like
top
that's what
8?
people talk about
No.
now.
Yeah, for
get
No,
Knee.
more
we need
characters,
more Justin
players.
Wong fucking rock paper scissors.
That's
against
what
the
I'm saying.
crowd.
I'm like, dude, we got rid of top 8 for Justin, RPS. Like,
This is your
come
legacy,
on,
Justin.
man.
Justin Wong, think about this. You better not throw another fucking rock paper scissors up on Evo Sunday ever again, because this is your legacy. You are destroying top 8s with this bullshit. All right.
Damn,
I'm
Bring
not
back
blaming
top
Justin
8,
for
bro.
that.
I agree.
Yeah, it's
it's too
It's not.
long. It's really like the downtime is just too goddamn long for it. Like they could totally fit in. It's so obvious they could fit it in, right? Especially
Yeah.
with
I
the
feel
way the
like-
games go now, when it's like,
It's boom, boom, boom,
Uh,
bang, bang, bang.
yeah, Tekken 8's so fast. Street Fighter 6 is so fast. Like we're just stuck here with. It feels like they have extra downtime, right? As a
It
result.
did. Like, I think we were doing a break every 2 matches,
Yeah.
which is
Word.
like pretty break heavy. Even
then-
for like a top 6.
And then you were also having 40-minute breaks in between every game. It's like,
Yeah.
True.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
was
What
if
the
you're gonna-
hell, dude?
if you're gonna have 40-minute breaks and not have anyone leave the arena, then it's like you're really just holding them hostage. And that 40 minutes is just straight up just for them to use the restroom and
In their
think
chairs.
about their life.
Wow, I didn't even think about it that way. Yeah, you're right.
It's
I didn't think about the time between games.
the time between games are too long. Brown Man was the one that brought up the point of they should bring back Smash on Sunday so that the arena would clear out after Smash was done. I was like, that is so good. That's such a smart idea.
Put it in the
dude.
middle too. of
Middle.
the-
Yeah, put it right
Force
in the
it.
middle.
Yeah, don't even
Yeah,
do by
yeah,
engine
yeah.
numbers anymore. Yeah, that was a good
So,
idea.
so all the Smash players will leave, right? They're gonna show up in the morning, so they're gonna fuck up the anime game. They're gonna fuck
But
up that
imagine
crowd.
all the seats and how they smell afterwards.
Oh,
Man.
oh God.
Look, man,
I'm
considering
bringing
how it smelled
Febreze.
this year. It's like you're trying to put an air conditioner or air freshener in the dumpster, dude. That shit don't work.
Yeah, it was definitely not the. It was a little bit pungent, I would say. Is that the word? Yeah,
Pungent?
pungent.
Mm.
Even without the melee players.
That's
So,
nasty. That's a nasty word to describe
Yeah.
the aroma. Oh.
Nice to meet you. You're pungent.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about the current state of Tekken 8? I mean, you guys said it. Shit ton of Dragunovs. Is this what we're gonna see for the rest of this season?
Well, okay. let's start with that they are done balancing the game, that they're only working on fixes, like
Mhm.
bug fixes, unintended bullshit, whatever. Dragonov seems to be an issue, right?
Definitely
Like,
overtuned.
I think that when I saw Atif switch to Fang against the Nina, I was like, okay, I can see this potentially working. And I think if he had played Fang from the beginning, he might have actually beaten Arslan for the set, right?
Mm.
But I don't know, man. I really feel like Dragonov is gonna be a problem. And I think that the top players who want to win, who are going to Esports World Cup and everything, more of them are gonna pick up Dragonov. So like I think like the Kokomos of the world who are like, what's the good character? The Chikaruns, etc. Like I don't see how they don't pick a Dragonov, at this point.
I
Hmm.
mean, I don't know if they're not gonna like. I know that you said that they're not gonna make any balance changes, but I think that adjustments can still be made without anything major happening in terms of the balance.
See, we
Like I
don't
think
know
that they,
because the language is vague though, right?
yeah, like the way they word these things, I never take it as face value. Number one, because they don't speak English, so you
That's
have to
why.
They've
you
Yeah.
gotten
have
much better at that over the years.
They have,
yeah,
yeah.
but you also have to remember that they could use as an excuse.
I
Yeah,
agree.
definitely OS. Yeah.
So it's like we just have to wait and see. And I feel like they can always go back on that and just make small changes to Dragunov. I don't think Dragunov's
All
going to stay the same. And if he does, then fuck yeah, everyone should be playing him. Like why the fuck wouldn't you?
see that
Unless
that's
you
kind of
hate Dragunov.
my point though. It's like if no one says anything, then and they say we're not doing balance changes, then it's like all right, fine.
But of
It just
course,
stays.
but
So we have to say something, right?
no, I don't think you have to say anything. I think that they
I think you
also
do.
I think the results speak for themselves
yeah, I
at
think
this
the
point.
results are there. The results are the things that speak. Fucking everyone
I hope
says
so.
anything on Twitter anyway. You don't have to say shit because you have
I don't
morons on
agree
Twitter saying dumb shit. Like what are we supposed to say that Twitter hasn't already said?
that they're not just moron opinions.
We're morons.
Both can
Of
be
course,
both can be true, right?
not
They
just
can.
morons.
No, man. It's like you're trying to fight a campaign over here, all right?
No,
If
it's
you
not a
want to
campaign. Look, okay, look. Here's the thing. IGN made that video, right? There's an interview. Check it out. Harada, Michael Murray, Nakatsu with IGN. It came out after Evo, and this was a translation from Michael Murray Nakatsu. I'll read it. It's a paraphrasing, but it's very close.
Yeah, he
We realized that some.
transcribted. He did it himself,
It
actually.
says we realized
It
that
was
some of the
true.
elements people liked about a 3D game, defensive options like sidestepping or use the 3D environment strategically, were weaker than past installments. So we enhanced those features a little bit. Currently, think the game is in a good place, and we don't plan on making any sweeping changes to the game system itself. So to me, that's just like everything is great. Chip system should stay exactly as is. Heat burst, throw system, all great. Maybe we'll have some bug fix in the future, and that's all. So that's what they just said. That's like the most recent thing they've said about the state of the game and how
I
it's going to
think you
change in the
just
future.
added a lot to what he just said because he didn't say all that.
Which
He might
part?
have transcribed it. I'm just
Nothing about
saying.
the heat system, the chip, and all. He just said the gameplay, the
Sweeping
game
changes to
system.
the game system.
Yeah, sweeping changes. They could still make a minor adjustment to the chip. That's not a sweeping change. That's just a small adjustment that maybe could make the game better. See, the thing is that like you're trying to
I,
really
I think they
pinpoint.
like it where it is, Ricky. They
Like,
said
I
look, they
think
multiple
could.
I
times
think it's
the game's
working
in
on
a
you. I
good
think they're
place.
setting your expectations a certain way so that they can get the brownie points when they do make the changes that people might or might not want to see, right? Like that it's
Mhm.
like they're leaving the door open for that stuff.
Yeah. I don't think that for me personally, I don't think that they're gonna say like, oh, this is how the game is and that's it. I think they will make changes, especially if
Mhm.
shit keeps going like the way it looks like it's going with Dragonov.
Mm.
But I also I also don't know, right? I fucking don't know. I'm not them.
Mhm.
They could do absolutely nothing and people would still play it.
Like the majority of us here have been through like all these Tekken cycles, right? Game comes out, first year's rough, second year is better, and
For
then
sure.
console release after whatever, right? This time we don't have that. But we all expected with Tekken 8, first year, probably a little rough. They'll iron it out. We'll get to like the second year where things will be like a more like FR kind of version of the game, essentially, right?
Mhm.
I think a lot of people have that expectation. I don't know that they know that. That's the only thing I'm concerned
You
about.
think that you think that they think this is the FR already?
I think like they think like, oh, we already nailed it, kind of.
I think they
Ah,
You know?
underestimated the
that's what
amount
you're getting out of it.
of
Okay.
Yeah.
widespread like beta testing that people are doing. I think like the way that stuff gets amplified on social media and stuff, that I don't
Mhm.
think that stuff ever happened when the game enjoyed its arcade phase, right? So now when you see all these changes or the game like in transition, it's all like blasted on Twitter and stuff, right? So people blow that shit out of proportion as a result. So I don't think they're ready for that kind of response, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I just hope that they're still looking because right now it feels like they're very happy with where it is.
I mean, if they weren't looking,
W- Okay, so
then
you're saying it like there's still issues with the game. What issues
Long
other
term.
than Dragonoff would you say is in the game?
So like right now, okay, so where chip system is currently, right?
Okay.
Like I don't really see the benefit of it. Like when I'm watching a match, even from like a spectator experience, right? Especially like that's what I'm translating as a commentator a lot of the times. I'll see the life bar like go down and come up, but it's not like significantly impactful one way or another. Unless like can he find a heat engager is kind of what I'm trying to look for to tell the people who don't know much about the game essentially. But it feels like when that chip is happening, it's not like an impactful moment. It's just kinda like, "Oh, yeah, he's blocking a lot," and then suddenly gray, you know? It's like that part is not visually identifiable yet either. It's just
Hmm.
kinda like after it's done, it's like, "Oh, there it is," you know? But you don't notice it in the moment.
So it's
So, like, that's
hard to
something
keep track of the life bar ping ponging all over the place, back and forth, healing and chipping
Yeah,
for
damage.
sure.
the healing is definitely
Mhm.
difficult to follow for
Yeah,
sure.
so, like, so that part of the chip system, like, I'm still not sold on it being, like, a great addition to the game, right, and the system. It's there. Obviously, you need it for certain aspects of the system itself with other characters, etcetera. So it's there right now, right? I still also feel like the recoverable health is lessening the amount of slow-mos we get. So, I don't know how they fix that. I think the way they changed it is when you're in rage mode now, you take less chip so that it's
Oh, the armor
harder to
effect?
chip you
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
right? So I feel like that was their way of trying to keep it like that. But I feel like slow mo added so much to Tekken 7 and making it a better spectator experience for everyone. And I feel like we've lost that. Like when it happened, it was like, oh shit, we got one. So that part's still exciting because you don't get it as much, right? But I feel like we lost it. I feel like it's more of a negative than a positive here.
Hmm.
Mm.
So less
Yeah.
slow mos and hard to keep track of chip is what you want to change. Sure.
And I just don't know that it's even doing anything worthwhile. You know, like
Hmm.
just the having the chip system.
Hmm.
If we're
Like,
gonna
is it?
aggregate it, it's more about like the health bars being hard to follow makes the match flow hard to follow, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
That too. Mhm.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't
Yeah.
think that's what he's trying to say.
No, but that's part of it too.
Yeah,
But I'm
sure.
but I'm saying like you know, it's what is Chip adding to the game that's cool? Is
Bear
it cool?
Electrics. It's super cool for
I
me.
I, I think
If
it's
he,
cool if I think it's cool if everyone has a gray life extinguisher.
I can see that.
I mean, it's in the part of the game. If you utilize it, then you're able to utilize it. And it's like for certain characters, obviously, the only certain characters like bears are and Lisa and shit like that are really able to utilize chip effectively. I think normal chip is just there. You know,
But what about if Elisa could take away your gray life too?
Oh,
who
she'd be
cares?
top one.
Who
She'd be broken.
cares? I think that's
She'd
so
be
much better.
broken. Yeah, but she doesn't need that though, because if she did, then she'd be fucking cheap.
So you think that it shouldn't be a universal thing?
No.
All the
Okay.
extinguisher characters are relevant in tournament play though, right? At the moment.
Yeah, I think so.
Shaheen, Nina, Bears. Who's the fourth one?
Drag.
Drag.
Yeah.
Just
But drag
from
doesn't use it, I guess, but
Not as much. Yeah.
None of them really use it other than Shaheen even.
didn't
And
you land it
even
once in a tournament in one of your tournament matches?
yeah, sure, but it's like these are things like you don't use every round.
That's
You
true.
yeah.
barely use them once a
Yeah.
set, even if you
Yeah.
get that right. So
Mhm.
it's not even like that impactful of a
Mm-hmm.
mechanic in terms of tournaments, at least. In the
Yeah.
long sets, I'm sure it has some effect.
I feel like I would care more about the chip system if it was more impactful.
But see, if you played a character that had a lot of chip, then you would probably care about it, and then you would notice it. Like I was on your side of it a while ago
Mhm.
when I was like I barely noticed chip blah blah blah. But then when I played Bears, and you start hitting motherfuckers four back two or back 4-2 and just swinging at these motherfuckers,
Mhm.
and they're just
Mhm.
blocking, thinking nothing's happening, and then you just clip them with down back three and they're dead.
Yeah.
Then you notice that shit's sick, and then you start to notice these things. But
So you think it's
obviously,
sick?
when I'm playing Bears, when I'm not playing Bears, I don't notice shit, and I'm just this is how it is, man.
Okay.
I don't have like I've said this about Chip at the beginning. I have
Mhm.
no no opinion about it one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's just in the game.
And
And
I
I
did
think
use bears, and I know I abused it because it seems stupid. That's all.
It's just I don't know. It's like some of it just seems like they're gonna have to rework some characters because everything was built around this system. So we'll see. Maybe they'll adjust the I don't know, maybe like when they recover life, that part of the life bar is in a different color or some shit. So it's easier for the viewers to follow. I have no clue what they can do, but I think the general gist of it is, I hope they don't think this is like the Tekken 7 FR version of Tekken 8 already, and I hope
Right.
that they still make adjustments when they see fit, right? So that's what I'm getting out of it.
Basically,
All right.
I think
That's
from
where I'm
the
at.
point of a spectator, though, I think the main issue right now is character variety, or maybe the lack thereof. I mean, EVO top 6 speaks for itself, right? Like, look at how many dragon. Not even top 6, top 24,
Yeah.
top 48. How many Dragonovs do we have,
I
right?
feel like top 24 is even worse when you look at the character diversity.
Yeah, I think somebody said, or somebody crunched the numbers, and it was like 7 Dragonovs in top 24 or something.
Jesus Christ.
So, like, if that's not enough of a reason for them to touch the game, then I don't know what is, right?
Mhm.
Because you're willing. I think you're saying that they're set in their ways, but I think you can't ignore like what's happening at the tournament level, right? So
I
Agreed.
agree.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that the IGN interview was after Evo. Okay, go on.
All right. But yeah.
Fucking
I
putting so
watched
much
it. I'm
stock-
saying.
Stop putting so much goddamn stock into that shitty interview.
Right?
I'm
Just
just
because
saying,
you
go listen to
transcribed
it.
it. Come on, man.
Bro, stop listening.
It's
Look, I use my ears and then I
IGN.
type it for you.
Stop
It's
listening to interviews. No one
IGN,
says shit
man.
that they give a fuck about, man.
Go
Interviews
listen
are
with your own
stupid.
ears, bro.
I think they're
No,
covering
I'm
their
not.
tracks, right?
I'll-
It's more
I'll-
like
You
that's more
refuse
for a
to listen to
PR
yours, that's
thing
fine.
than anything else.
Yeah, because I don't give a fuck. I'll let the games. I'll let them.
Yeah,
fucking
and-
show me what they do.
Yeah.
The words are
That'll be
cheap,
great.
motherfucker. Action. That's all I see.
You
I
think
need
they're
to see
really
action.
gonna say? You think they're really gonna get on the interview and say like, "We think the game's in a terrible spot right now. We,
Yeah, exactly.
we really need to fix this game. We'll probably see where it goes in 6 months." You know, it's just like,
Like they're trying to sell the game still, man. They're not trying to like.
I agree.
Okay, well you agree. Move on. Let's move on. Move on. Next subject. I don't want.
all right. Last of his
Any
next.
balance match with Lidia? Just go on.
Before
on.
that, Evo had a character reveal. Everybody was saying leaks. It's gonna be Marduk. It's gonna be
Thank
Falcarum.
God.
Like, even if you were trying to avoid the leaks, you couldn't avoid it. They were fucking everywhere, and everybody was talking about them so openly that it was gonna be Marduk or Falcarum being announced at Evo. But lo and behold, we got a surprise. We had Heihachi Mishima coming back for the third character of season 1, Tekken 8. What do you guys think about Heihachi's reveal trailer?
Steve Harvey.
I hate that. I hate that because it's so.
Hey man, if I had to see that shit like 5 minutes after the reveal, you guys
Yeah.
gotta hold that shit too, man.
I feel like
Uh,
it was super good how Harada trolled us with the Mortal Kombat bullshit.
Mm.
Because I was hella thinking Raiden when I saw that started.
Oh,
That
this
started
beginning
Mortal
story
Kombat. Raiden
part.
shit.
We thought Goken.
Yeah,
All of
until
us
this
thought
part.
Goken right when we
I
saw
thought
it.
Goken, yeah. Like
Yeah.
when he was on up here, I was like, Goken?
Yeah, because he looks so fucking buff.
Yeah.
like this,
Like
but,
comically
short
buff,
arms
right?
like Goken
Yeah.
too.
Short arms.
He's not built like Goken, dude, with them tiny ass little arms. But then you see all these moves, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Is that who I think it is, or is this a
But-
brand new character? Yeah.
So the fact is the fact that they brought back Heihachi, but he has the black hair and all that shit. That means he's like a resurrected, like he was dead, but now he's back alive type of thing.
Something's going
Are we
on.
all in agreement on that, or do you guys think that he actually didn't die?
Harada definitely
I have
said
no idea.
resurrection on Twitter.
It says resurrection at the end of this video.
So many people think that he's not dead though.
I think
he
that
died.
Tekken's
think he-
anime enough where they can just resurrect.
Yeah, they could,
like,
I mean, they did that in Tekken 4.
look at
with
the
fucking
wings,
Nina.
man.
I
Look
mean,
the wings
Dude,
above the earth.
Kazuya's
and
been
shit.
doing that since like Tekken 2, didn't he? Die.
Brother, it's literally called Dark Resurrection, Tekken 5 after he
Yeah,
died in
exactly.
Tekken 5.
Yeah.
But he didn't technically die in 5. He was just.
They could
buried
just copy
underground.
whatever happened to Jinpachi, right? Then they unlock a shrine or some shit, and he came out of the like the thing or something.
Yeah, he was like the Nine Tails in Naruto's vagina. It's like exactly the same
yeah,
thing.
exactly. Yeah.
Sure.
I gotta give it up though. They definitely. I don't know if this was like damage control. Like everyone's saying that
Oh, yeah, that's
Marduk or
true.
Falcarum, it's supposed to come out next,
It's,
and everybody was upset on Twitter. So I was like, let's throw him a curveball, Heihachi Mishima. But if either way, I'm way happier it's Heihachi than Marduk any day.
everyone is. Everyone is. First of all,
Yeah, no one
those-
wants Marduk.
I avoided those leaks for quite a long time, and then when I finally heard it, I was like, if that's that cannot be the leak, because first of all, that sucks. All right, and second of all, if that's what Namco wanted to do, that sucks.
They'd be shooting themselves in the foot.
yeah.
honestly.
So Heihachi coming out here makes sense. Like if they wanted to throw a curveball in the sense of like, oh shit, they were onto us and they're shitty reveals. Let's give them something good. Because Heihachi seems pretty early. That's
Yeah, I
my
think
only
it's too
thing.
soon.
Mm.
I think he should have been like a season 2
Two
character.
starting character.
Yeah,
That's what I
starting or
thought.
something like that. For
Mm,
him
I
to come
agree.
this early makes it hard to imagine like how the fuck do you finish season 1?
Yeah,
That's my main question
exactly.
because it's either
You got to
guest
top it, right?
character
Yeah.
or ogre, in my opinion. I think those like
Marduk.
yeah, you can't see. You cannot do
No.
that. You cannot do Marduk and
No.
Akuma.
Yeah,
He's
Ricky
never
said
coming
ogre, and
back.
I thought ogre was a really good idea if you wanted to top Heihachi.
Ricky had a good idea for ogre too. Whenever he pops heat, it becomes true ogre.
True ogre, yeah.
Yeah.
I
That'd be
want
sick.
that.
That'd be sick.
Give him fat ogre heat. I love that.
Damn, during the camera zoom, and he grows like an arm that comes out and shit.
Damn,
Oh, gross.
extra arm.
I think but it's like other than that though, like the Heihachi thing is perfect. Other than just, I have no idea now what they could do for the last character because Heihachi definitely seems like a huge reveal, bigger than
said-
Evo in my mind, kind of reveal.
What? Oh,
Damn.
Just
That's,
in
I mean,
terms
actually,
of,
that's a good point, right? They could have made that kind of thing at like Gamescom or like Jeff Keighley's birthday or some shit, right?
I don't know. I was just thinking maybe just for
Just for a wider
timing of,
audience,
like,
I'm saying.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of, right?
it would have fit there more than like
Like
most of the other
Fuckmar would have
characters
been a
they're gonna
better reveal for the Evo crowd just because it's like the enthusiast and they kind of know that stuff,
Mhm.
even if it sucks, right? But that's like a more
Yeah,
appropriate.
they'll
character.
definitely boo this shit.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're thinking when you're releasing Fuckmar at Evo. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
these guys will definitely.
Well, I mean, I'm
shit
thinking
out
about it
of us.
historically, right? Like when we were in the arena for one of the years, didn't they release Bob and Raven for
Yeah,
Tekken
but
7?
no one.
Yeah.
But that was back before Tekken had this
Even
kind of
console, right?
Oh, that's true.
success.
I was
That's
like
true.
before
Wasn't even
console too.
close.
That's true. And then there was Geese, so I can't. It's like kind of a little bit inconsistent anyway. So.
And when they announced Master Raven and Bob, no one even had Tekken. It was like that was
Oh
still
yeah,
in the
you're right.
arcades.
You're right.
So
Yeah,
it was
you're
like
Yeah.
they didn't even like no one gave a fuck because like no one played Tekken back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Could it?
But we still
Yeah.
gave a fucking how whack it was.
We
Like
we
Bob
all
and
thought-
Raven,
Bob
you're
at
gonna have Bob and Evo?
Evo after Tekken
No,
6
no,
down
everyone-
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
everyone
was
was
so
pissed at
whack.
Bob. Everyone was pissed at Bob, right? But Master Raven was cool because you gotta remember it was Master Raven. It was new. She had a sword. She was a woman. She was way better than Raven. So we got Raven back, and then we said, "Fuck Master Raven. Raven's way cooler." But back then we were like,
Get her out of here.
Yeah, but that back then she was sick.
Mhm.
I still think Master Raven's cooler than regular Raven. They treat him so poorly in the story in Tekken 8. Like he's just a grunt or something.
I think the blade
Tekken.
aesthetic is also just a little bit dated, I
Overdone.
guess.
Yeah.
Dated, I think.
Super dated.
The fact that it resonates with us is probably a testament to how
Oh shit!
old
Well,
it is,
They're gonna add Agent Smith and fucking
Yeah.
Oh
DLC.
shit.
Agent
Wait,
Smith
coming
with the
back
skin
to
tone,
Matrix
Victor.
4
Victor Alter.
Agent Smith. Matrix 4 Agent Smith.
Oh God.
But yeah,
So what'd you say,
Heihachi pretty
Blade is
cool.
coming back.
It is as a
Blade
video
is coming
game
back
and a
for
movie.
Marvel.
Yeah. And a
Who the
movie.
fuck is
Yeah,
playing
fuck.
Blade?
Game and
Alright.
a movie. It's coming back.
I
Yeah.
forgot his name. I forgot what show he's from too. But yeah, they have a new
Tobey
actor. for it.
Maguire?
I keep thinking Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy, and I'm
totally.
like, don't say Eddie Murphy, don't say Eddie
Jesus
Murphy.
Christ, no.
What?
He does have a little mustache too, though.
What?
Hey, Chad, who's the new Blade actor? I forgot his name.
I don't know.
Steve
either.
Harvey.
Hugo Weaving.
But yeah,
No, I
Heihachi's
feel like he's
pretty
like
cool.
House of Cards or something.
Well, anyways, I don't think I know who
No, you
you
probably
guys
wouldn't know.
are
It's cool.
anyways.
Yeah.
Alright.
But that's cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
pretty cool, pretty cool. But another thing that they announced at Evo that we didn't get to talk about yet is more Evos. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, yeah.
We have Markman tweeting here, and then we also have a trailer that they went over. They're getting more Evo spots. We have a Evola, aka Evo LA, which Mark said
That's an award show, right?
Evo Awards in Los Angeles. So it seems like it's going to be
Well,
an
okay,
award show.
Let's just talk about that first. What the fuck does that mean?
Nah,
I don't know. I was so excited because I thought it was a tournament. I was like, man, that's
Me
dope.
too.
Evo's gonna be in LA.
In our
West Coast finals,
backyard,
California
literally.
Tournament. And then it's just, I mean, like, so this graphic they showed didn't say award show on it. So
Yep.
I was like, why would it be an award show? It's with the everything else, you know? So, but then Mark tweeted, it's like, join us for the Evo LA Awards or whatever. I was like, what?
Do you know
Evo
when it
Awards
is?
in LA,
It just says February.
February.
So that's
No
that
date.
aligns with the reveal, right? Do you think they could roll them up into the same
Yeah,
thing?
like they usually do the Evo reveal around January, February.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
the
maybe they
EVO
make
show
that
live.
live
Yeah.
event thing type of thing.
And
That's
they hand out awards for like, people whose dick they want to suck or whatever for that thing.
damn the Sherry Jennings Award again. It's
Whoa.
she got one
Whoa.
already, man.
The
Shout
Canon Award.
outs.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
With the
Okay.
Visa stuff. Yeah, shout out to Sherry.
All the people who got the Canon Awards were all like big in Tekken too. That was pretty sick
Yeah,
this year.
Seg.
Oh yes, I got a like
Seg,
lifetime
Sherry, and
achievement award or
Abu.
something. Yeah.
Sher- I mean, first of all, Sherry, we gotta like she deserves that award because she basically gave 5 Evo championships to Arslan.
Yeah.
She fucked up Tekken for
She changed
5
the Tekken
years.
world, bro.
She
Yeah,
did.
thanks, Sherry.
Yeah. Big shout outs to Sherry.
I could have gone way further in Evo Japan if you didn't approve his visa and he eliminated me from that tournament. Thanks.
Wow,
Sherry.
you had the chance to change history, Ricky. It was your
Hell
fault.
no. The way that
That-
match went, there was no
That's
no
on
way.
you, bro. You could have stopped them.
Impossible.
You
Dude.
could have stopped them. It would be 4 titles, but no, Ricky dropped it. You know?
No, that was
Shout
his
outs to
first one though. He
Sherry.
could have
Changed the entire direction of it.
yeah, he
Yeah.
could have
Got
cut
Arslan
Arslan
to
off at the
quit.
fucking shins or whatever, right? Like before he can
Yeah.
get
It would
started.
have been the Philippines, not Pakistan. AK would have won. It would have been crazy.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
actual Kuya Ricky.
But yeah,
Sick.
it didn't show it in the trailer, but they also have Nice, France. Apparently it's pronounced Nice.
Nice.
Nice. It's spelled nice, but it looks
That's-
nice.
that's- sure
It's
that's
actually
a-
at the beach, yeah, in France.
I'm sure that's the quickest way to get French people to hate us. Just
Yeah.
calling everything nice.
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 Nice in France.
JDCR's gonna have his matches off stream. Nice.
But yeah,
We don't
so-
know
sounds
if,
sick,
if
though.
JCR still gonna be with Casey by that time though, unfortunately.
True.
I hope he is, man. You
Me
can't
too,
no way.
me too.
Top 8 at Evo.
That nobody knows about because we do top 6.
Shh. God, man, that sucks. The one that comes up next is Japan or is it France?
Japan.
Japan.
Okay, so
Oh
the
no,
France
it's
is
LA, isn't it?
I guess the award show, but it's not
The award
a
show's next.
tournament.
ah,
So
But Japan is
next-
the first one, right? Like so next year, same time as
around
this
the
year,
same
right?
time, I think. Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
I mean it's interesting for all these events, right? They announced what?
Oh, it's so
obviously
loud. It says
Japan and,
May 9th
Vegas.
to 11th for Tokyo.
we got those two.
Oh, that's
We got-
later.
And August 1 to 3rd for Vegas next year.
They haven't announced dates for Singapore, right? They just announced
That's
that was
in
gonna happen.
2026. So 2025, we have Los Angeles for the award show. We have Japan and Las Vegas coming back. Then we have France, which is the first time ever EU. And then we have Singapore in 2026.
So 2026, I mean, the France one could just be a rotating thing. Maybe goes to Singapore after that. What do you guys think
Oh.
though of all the events? Like someone I know, at least I saw on Twitter, like this the argument of the Evo champion kind of being watered down
Because there's so many
adding so many
Evos.
more Evos.
Yeah. I'm an Evo champ too. Me too. Me too. You know, it's just like
Yeah.
that.
It was already on that they already had that asterisk with EVO Online, right? For
Yeah, nobody even
20
counts those.
No one cares about those.
Yeah.
but
like-
isn't that kind of what that's kind of the point being made, right?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think
No,
so.
I
Those are
would
very
you put
different.
I think it's the same thing.
you put
Yeah.
Evo online. You put Evo online like winning your T-ball league or something. like no one's comparing that to the major leagues. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But
Fortunately.
These
You know, I think
ones,
that-
different because it's offline, major tournament, open bracket,
Okay.
same style, but yeah.
yeah, like when you go back, I mean, Evo a long time ago, was it like 2007? I think they did Evo East, West, North, South. or
Yeah,
some
Road to
shit.
Evos, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and like, but they were called those mini events, right? And so they were obviously way smaller than Evo Vegas. But like, were they Evo champions for winning an Evo West?
Hell no.
No.
I cannot name you a
Okay,
single champion.
so then,
from
like,
this one.
I
if
can. I can, but hell no.
I think Evo, the one in France, will be pretty big. I bet because there's a lot of players out there.
Yeah.
But like, what if
Can
the
I-
Singapore one is smaller? You know, like, what if it's like a fourth of the size of normal Evo? Then do you count those as like an Evo champ, the same as a Vegas one or a Japan one? It's hard, right?
I
So
mean,
I think they're all gonna have different scales, and I think Vegas is still gonna be the big boy at the end of the day.
sure.
You
I
think
that
so?
too.
What if less people or less attendance show up because people are like, I'll just go to the one next to me, which is in Singapore or something, and don't go to World.
That could happen too. Yeah.
think that's probably what will happen for a lot of, and I think definitely events will be harder depending on where they are. Like Street Fighter is going to be way harder to win in certain areas compared
Hmm.
to some things. Tekken's going to be harder to win, like probably like
Yeah.
Japan or
Look, that
something.
already
But
exists, right, in Japan, I was gonna say, right, for
yeah,
Tekken, and it's a different size tournament, obviously, but EVO Japan is pretty hard to win for a Tekken player, but EVO Vegas is still the big boy event where, like, everyone is at.
Mm.
It's got, like, the largest entrance always, right? So, it feels like as long as that holds up, then EVO Vegas is still, like, the main show, essentially.
Does France get tied up as like, at least Japan level? Because with Japan, everybody's like the
Depends how many
comp.
people show up.
Japan, we're already like put it a little higher because there's like the level of competition is probably
Mhm.
averagely way higher than elsewhere. But do we do that the same with France and Singapore? I don't know.
I think France has the potential to be like a Vegas.
Hmm.
I think
yeah. I
so.
mean,
Well,
it could
for
be
if you're talking about
you're gonna.
Tekken specifically, yeah, I think so.
No, I mean, just in terms of, like, the total event, in terms of number of people that'll show up to it.
Oh
See how
yeah.
big EU actually is in
I
that
Exactly,
was
it'll
talking
be a
about it
really good test.
earlier. Like there's an event called Anime Expo in the States, right? Like there's also the equivalent in France called Japan Expo, and apparently it gets like double the entrance or the registrants of Anime Expo. So there's like that market of like
Mhm,
anime and video game stuff out there in France that's potentially bigger than whatever we have out there already in the West, right? So
mhm.
smell awful.
I mean,
Oh my
France,
god.
man, France,
I
man.
saw Justin tweet about that too, man. He's like, well, he tweeted about how there's no AC out there, but that reminded me of what I smelled over there because it was a combination of those two things, you know. So it's like, yeah, no AC and yeah,
That's
it's
a
rough.
bad combination.
It's a bad combination.
It's terrible.
The thing too, you brought up the Evo East and West back then. Like the problem
Mhm.
with that analogy though is that those were qualifiers for
Yeah,
big
for the
Evo. So
main
it's like
Yeah.
one,
it
so
made it
separate
there were
itself.
obvious levels. Whereas this, I don't know what Evo's trying to do. Are they trying to make these equal? Or like because before, they called it Evo Worlds, right?
Yeah.
Like the
Mhm.
Vegas one was the one. Then they called it Evo Japan. They never called this one Evo Vegas until I don't even know what
Recent
they call this now.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Do
it
they
was
just call it
recent
Evo
years.
Vegas?
Yeah, I think they just call it Evil Vegas, but it's always been called Evil Worlds.
Worlds. So it was like, it made it sound like this was the one, right? And every other
Mhm.
Mhm.
event is, while still prestigious, not the big one. Now
Right.
it's like I'm torn just because I'm like it could go great in terms of like if it less like let me be clear, like if it lessened the numbers at this Evo this year, like
Mhm.
let's say cut down attendance by 1,000 people, right?
Right.
It's not gonna make it any easier to get into the arena, but it would have been there'd be 1,000 more chairs for people to play casuals in or something,
That's
and
that's a win. Is that what you're saying?
it might be, man. It might be worth it for Evo to run these
My
other events to spread out this player base for all I know. I have no idea what this multiple event thing could entail for
My
them. But
fanfic for this multiple event thing is that they're all treated equally, and then they have some sort of
oh,
culmination event, EVO
the end.
Contest of Champions or something, right?
Oh,
And they hold it in like Saudi Arabia.
so
That's
you're
my
saying
theory.
like a Evo circuit or a series that all
Kind of,
leads
right? But
up
then
into
it's just like
something.
on a bigger scale compared to the road to EVO, right? You know how EVO East and West culminated in EVO Vegas? Now you have Vegas, France, Singapore, Japan, and they culminate in EVO. I keep saying Saudi Arabia, you know what I mean? Like some kind of like real championship, true
Yeah.
champion, right?
I don't see that happening for, like, a long time because there's only, like, 3 or 4 events.
But it's on a
But then
3
what
or
would you
4
even do, like,
year
top 2
timeline
or
already,
something?
right?
Exactly. So, but even still, like, I feel like you need more, and they
Mhm.
need to be established. Like, EU right now is gonna be a big test, and when I think about just this year's EVO Japan, the size of that venue compared to the size of EVO Vegas, it's like 1/10, you know?
Really?
So
Is
it's
that small, huh?
Mm.
yeah, the venue size.
Mhm.
So you think about that size and like, okay, so how big is EVO EU gonna be? Is it gonna be like EVO Japan size? Or is it gonna be like in between the two? Like you have no
Mm.
idea, right? None of us
Mhm.
do until it happens. So I feel like there's still a lot to see where this heads, but it's to me, it's still Vegas is gonna be the big one. It's gonna be the big show for the
How
next few
many
years.
how many years you guys think this is gonna take before like we get something like that at the end? And how many more years until esports gets into the Olympics?
It's about the
Esports is
same
already
time.
into the Olympics,
Yeah,
right?
didn't
Well,
they
no, they
just
just
announce
signed
that
it now,
recently?
but isn't the Olympics like this year? So it'll take another 4 years before it
Paris.
actually happens, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
they're not gonna do it this
Yeah.
year, obviously. So
I thought it was
Yeah.
Damn.
So
2
it'll be like
years. Can it be either one?
they could
Winter
do it
or
at the
summer?
Winter
Yeah,
Olympics.
Winter
Fuck
Olympics.
it.
Is
yeah.
it
I mean,
better place to do with the
only
Olympics?
winter games.
Yeah.
Like,
Hold a LAN party on top of the ice rink? That sounds sick, man.
Like you can only play on the ice stages.
Yeah.
You're on the beach. Get off.
yeah.
That's pretty
I
crazy,
mean,
man.
maybe like imagine they could just somehow finagle that and Evo at the Olympics, and then make the Evos all
Well,
these Evo qualifiers and shit.
so
That's
it
what
was
I was
kind of
thinking.
funny, but like the when the Olympics first announced it, whatever, I think it was Slasher who had a tweet that was like, "Yay, finally something that's not tied to Saudi, whatever." And then the very next day, I see the picture of like the Olympic Committee shaking hands with the prince from Saudi who runs Esports World Cup. I was like, fantastic, like you nailed it, Slasher. Thank you, like. So yeah, there's definitely a huge Saudi involvement there too. And it's the same prince who I've met multiple times. I met him in
Mm.
IESF and
Oh, for
everything too.
Gamers
So
8 and stuff like that?
yeah. So that
Okay.
he's like the main guy who's been pushing this for like years now.
Mhm.
So that guy's super into gaming and everything, and he's a big Street Fighter fan.
Mm.
But yeah, so I can see it all heading down that path eventually. Sure.
World Warriors Olympics, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Ryu.
Trust me, that guy. It's his. Like it's within his realm to imagine, be like,
No,
let's make this real at the Olympics.
you think the
Crazy.
Olympic Committee would make Ending Walker get a haircut or something? You can't even
That'd be
imagine
tight.
Ending Walker walking out there with all those Olympians and shit, and
Holding the
just
torch or some shit? Nigga, he can't lift that torch. He can't-
dragging the torch on
Yeah.
the floor.
Setting
Bro,
fire to the trail behind him. That sounds tight. Yeah.
that'd be sick. Shout out Sandy Walker.
And
But
he
yeah,
walked at the G.
dude, there's so many other scenarios I'm thinking about too. Like, since there are multiple Evos a year,
Mhm.
is Arson gonna fucking fly out to all of them and win them all, dude? And
He's gonna be a 10-time Evo champ by this time next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah, right?
saying, right?
Yeah.
That's insane.
He's
Yeah.
gonna keep shouting out the haters every time he wins a title too. It's okay,
Daddy.
Arslan. You proven your point, man. You proven your point.
I know he shouted out the haters.
I think he always says like to all the critics, I'm
Oh.
not finished yet, that kind of shit, you know.
Well,
I mean,
he gets,
and No Pants is the
he's
hater,
huge,
so he
bro.
gets it. He gets
Yeah.
the direct
I
message.
got
No
another
Pants
one in
gets
me.
Hey man,
A
I don't
DM.
put that shit on Twitter.
he feels called out.
I
He sees
put
Arslan's
that shit
tweet.
on Twitter.
He's like, that was at me.
I'm a hater.
That's
That's
just
Kenny, man. That's not me. Come on, man.
I don't know. You're sounding kind of offended right now, bro.
dude, you know what would be crazy too? Another angle is like, what if Korea and Pakistan don't show up to Evil France? Do we still count the champion there? Like they
Hell yeah,
won
you
Evil
do.
Japan
Got
or
it. Of
course.
Vegas?
Yeah,
Damn.
that's
They
how
all
that's how it
count,
works. If
bro.
they don't show up,
I
that's
mean,
their problem, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's all it's gonna depend on is how big and what the competition looks like. And to be
Mhm.
honest, I think that no matter where you have the event, as long as you call it Evo and make a big deal out of it, uh, people will show up, and
Yeah.
it'll probably be like the biggest
TWT
event.
points and all that kind of shit too,
Yeah.
probably.
What
Crazy.
is the biggest like European fighting game event?
It's, I think
Mi-
UFA is pretty big now.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
UFA.
UFA is big.
People
Yeah.
have compared that to like their Combo Breaker CEO kind of event.
Yeah.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah, Mix Up I would say is much smaller.
Mix up like a
Um,
regional, right?
It's still in France. It's still pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm trying to compare it to like a US event.
Hmm.
It's definitely smaller than it's like it's hard. But it's way smaller than Combo Breaker CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
Big,
what?
but bigger than like a final round, like back
It's
then.
okay. I think maybe final round. Yeah, final round before it closed
Like
down. Yeah, it's
old
about
school
that size.
FR or like SCR or some shit like that?
It's
Probably bigger than
bro-
SCR.
Okay.
I don't think SCR has ever gotten to the size of final round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, it's
Oh,
kinda
that's
between
true.
SCR
Final
and
Run had that whole
sure.
period where they were like bursting at the seams, right? Yeah.
That was because Street Fighter 5 launched, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's the year after that. It's more
Yeah.
like that.
Pretty crazy. But yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of Evo stuff. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about for Evo stuff before we move on to our last couple topics
boy.
here?
Last couple.
Topics.
We've already been
2
going for
hours.
2 hours. I know. We gotta
Longest
wrap it up.
BOOMcast of all
It
time.
is.
But there has
Do
been
we
a lot of
talked
talk. We haven't
a
been here.
lot about Evo? Yeah, for this one.
I mean, it was a big deal, right? It's such a
Yep.
big
Yeah.
transition, right? So you can't really ignore like what it has and hasn't changed. So
Yeah, it's a big different year for Evo this year too. So there's a lot
Yeah.
to talk about. Yeah, I think we kind of finished all the Evo topics though, right?
Yeah.
unless
I
you
think
care
so.
about the other reveals, they showed Terry. I like
Yeah.
threw up a little in my mouth.
Yeah, his face doesn't
Even a
look great.
gameplay. It was just cutscene.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
his face. But don't you think the face says a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says I'm
I didn't even
ugly.
see it. Wow, haters.
I mean,
I
it is
mean,
what
look,
it is.
Hey, wait, chat. Let me see chat's response. Give me a 1 if you thought he looked ugly. Give me a 2 if you think he looked normal. 1 for ugly,
It-
2 for normal.
You're already
In the Street
loading. You're already
Fighter-
front loading
It's
it, Rick.
one, dude. It's hella one.
There's some ones.
Damn, everybody's
I only see
fucking.
only
ones.
ones.
I only see
Dude,
ones.
it's
No
okay?
one-
nothing but
even-
G clef cannons in the
Look, I
freaking
literally
chat,
didn't
dude.
see it, so I didn't. I'm very curious now.
It's crazy.
haven't
No
seen
one's
it?
even. No one's
Mike, can you
even.
pull it up so I can?
Oh,
see
we got a
picture or something?
couple. Let me
Show the
see.
freeze frame, man.
There's some
Show the
twos.
freeze frame on Terry's face.
Usually you would even get like the assholes that put in 69, 420.
Yeah,
You even get
they
those.
all just
Everyone
all the ones I
won.
know.
You got a Gorlock, whatever the fuck
Oh.
Gorlock means.
Oh no.
One, one,
I'll
one,
look
one,
up.
one, one, one.
I meant pull up
We
the
got-
trailer, not the chat.
Oh.
I want to see it.
Oh, man.
This face was better put it back. Goddamn.
Shit, that got me good. Woo. Give me the link, man. I'm just moving too
I
many
don't have it, that's why I
thousand
asked
knobs
you.
over here. Hold
Man,
on.
screw Terry's face. That dude, you saw how
Oh.
many ones were in the chat.
I'll
man?
Google it myself.
All right. Hold on,
It's
hold on. I
worth
got it.
You
I
gotta-
got
you
it.
gotta see. You gotta see Rip's live reaction if you put that shit up.
I mean, is he really that ugly?
Come on.
Let's find out. Let's reminder
yeah,
right
let's look-
here.
let's look right
Let's
now,
find
man.
out. Is he really
so-
that ugly?
So they do this trailer for every new character. Did they do this for Bison?
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah.
Bison had a dope
I
trailer.
guess I-
Bison
I
was
blanked out.
was okay.
Damn,
Bison
he
was
looks
okay.
buff, dude.
He looks okay there, but we don't see his face yet.
He looks super buff.
Yeah, he looks ripped. Damn, punched his
Damn,
hat
knock the
off.
hat off.
Not cool, bro.
You think that's what he says?
Damn, he got a sage.
Not cool, bro.
Man, imagine those NPCs is like put like Joe and Blue Mary into the game.
Those actual ones?
yeah,
Those are the ones you got to fight in the World Tour movie.
I wouldn't
Have
put
them.
it past them to make him look like that though.
I mean, look at him. He looks.
Oh God.
Oh,
Dude, he looks like he's out of the
I see.
Incredibles or some shit, dude.
I see what the issue is. Yeah, the jaw's a little wide.
One? You think there's only one issue, man?
I mean, it's. Oh God.
Bro.
They took a fucking iron to his
It's kind
face.
of like it's kind of like it reminds me of like Street Fighter 5 Ken, you know?
Oh my
It's
god.
like it's the character, but it's not the character, you know? It's like that.
Great value,
yeah,
Terry.
it's like a customization, right?
Yeah, this really looks like cosplay Terry. I'm pretty sure we saw this person at EVO.
That's the evil joke, dude. Yeah, I think it's because he's so buff. They made his face buff, dude.
Yeah, his
His
But
face.
face,
even
yeah,
still,
yeah, his face is
even
pretty.
still.
Got some six packs and shit. Yeah, that's for sure.
Bro.
Wait till you see.
Who is this
my-
guy?
Don't say
Oh,
that.
Oh my
man.
God, dude! Don't say
That's
that.
gonna
Yeah.
ruin everything. Hold on, man.
That's
They could do
interesting.
my all right.
Bro,
Based
our
on what?
childhood
What's
is our
your-
childhood is getting fucking ruined by.
I mean,
Look
like-
at
Street Fighter right
Rose.
now.
Look at Sakura. Look at all the.
But you
know,
gotta
all-
think about like Chun and Cammy in this game. They could do
Look
it
at
right.
okay.
look
Look at
great.
Chun in this game. Come on, man.
You're just
Chun's okay.
judging.
Chun's
you're only judging her by her 5 MP,
Stand-
dude. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, her
that's-
standing medium punch is.
you're
blood
judging
up.
her by that weird ass
Alright.
elbow, fucking 90-degree attack thing. I get it. It's an ugly move.
All right.
Mm. So that was Terry. Interesting.
Yeah.
And they didn't
Terry.
show any gameplay, unfortunately.
I can see why you guys put all those ones.
But... yeah, Heihachi fortunately looked better, I guess.
Oh, way better. Hey, that's great.
I think it took the
That show's
show,
amazing.
right? Amongst all the reveals that you guys can even think of, like it's Heihachi, right?
Hey, real quick
I can't
question.
even
Do you
think
guys
of anybody
think?
else.
Do you guys think that Heihachi was a last second addition, or that they planned it from the beginning?
I don't think it was last second. I remember hearing people say that Harada gives misinformation to leakers. So the Falkenram Marduk stuff, maybe he's like, oh, I know who the fuck leaked this info now. You know, it's
I
like,
don't think it was a last minute addition, but I think it might have been pushed ahead of schedule. That's my. I'm kind of in
That's
between.
I don't know how they could have all that story mode shit done if it was
Mhm.
last second.
I don't think
Yeah,
it was
I feel
last
like it was
second.
planned like that from forever ago,
Well, they
Yeah.
could just be rolling out that stuff like
earlier than they planned to.
yeah, like it's
Yeah, but it
already
was
like a
already
bunch of
supposed
it's
to
ready
be-
already, right?
Yeah, I mean, there was already supposed to be a story mode edition with Eddie and stuff, right? Remember they said that they were going to do like DLC characters and you'd get story mode editions with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it
So
was
we still
just
haven't
like
gotten to Eddie's
Eddie's
story.
story. So I thought it was
Right.
just like his story character ending. You know, like everybody has those. But this
Oh,
is
no,
like
no,
a
no, yeah.
whole ass story expansion from like what
Yeah.
we had in the base game.
I mean,
They haven't
so-
released that yet for Eddie's.
No, not yet. They said
Oh.
autumn or like, yeah, autumn
Oh,
for it, I think.
interesting.
Yeah, I can't
Mhm.
imagine it being like obviously like last minute. Like there's too much stuff there for it to be.
Yeah, way too much.
Mhm.
They put the fucking monks and everything into the story mode. Like, come on, man, that shit had to be planned forever ago.
Yeah.
The only thing that bothers me is I feel like Heihachi is such a good character that they could have saved this for either the end of season 1 or the beginning of season 2, which
Yeah. I
leads
think
me
it
to
should have been
be
way later. Yeah.
which leads me to believe that they have something
A
big,
banger
bigger,
for the 4th character, right? The final
or
character
we're
of season 1.
or we all
It
just gonna
has to
be
be a
let
banger.
down like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Just, you know, I mean, this is gonna be my bitch calling later too, but it's like I'm tired of these normal ass characters as DLC, bro. I'm so
Heihachi's
tired of it.
normal. He's like been a boss
No, but-
before and shit.
Like even like that though, like back in the day, those would have never been like this is like a super old man take now, right? Because this is how games have been for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like Ganryu, bro, fucking this should be a normal ass Tekken 2 character. He should be part of the base ass roster. Who the
Oh,
fuck wants this
shit.
character as DLC? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That's all. I'm
Hey,
saying.
we got Ricky
Isn't
here.
it better
Come
to
on, man.
do it that way? Wouldn't you want to put the new characters in and be like, who the fuck is this? Then when it's only the true fans that are playing in the later seasons, drop like all the legacy characters.
No, I don't want to
What?
pay for none of that shit. It should be in the game already.
Base game.
If you want to make, if you want
You
me to pay for
will
some
pay.
shit,
That's the thing,
put
right? You're the
Tifa
guy that's
in,
gonna
Put
pay.
Negan in, put
Oh.
Jack Barrow, put some weird shit that I'm not supposed to have in the game. You know,
I still
Jack
have
doesn't
a
work on.
good
Tifa.
feeling that Tifa's still coming.
Tifa,
There's,
yeah, Tifa would
there's no
definitely
way.
outdo Heihachi.
Dude,
Yeah,
how
Tifa
are you
would
guys-
sell 2 million copies free. Like, there's no way.
Bro, if Tifa comes out, they're gonna run an Evo Italy. Like it's got to be free, right? Like,
Yeah, Evo France. France would go nuclear if they announced Evo at if it announced Tifa at Evo France.
oh,
saying.
dude, Tifa at
Yeah.
Evo France, dude, everyone would just the prime minister be going crazy or some shit.
Yeah, losing their
Fuck.
shit. Yeah, that Zoom call will go ape shit, man.
What do you guys think will be the last character that for at least this season?
I think honestly something like Fakamram.
That's
Bro.
cool.
Nah, they can't do it. They
That
can't
would
do it.
be so whack.
Especially because
The
we don't even know
precedent
when
is
they're
to-
gonna announce this either.
Okay,
Yes,
well, okay. How about this? How
it's
about
gotta
this?
be the
Guest
finals,
character or-
right?
Guest character or returning character? 4th character, right? Guest character or
I
returning
think
character?
it's
What do you guys
circumstantial.
I think his returning character and the start of season 2 is guest character. That's what I'm gonna say.
I would say it's. I
It
can't.
depends on where they announce it. I think if they announce it at like Jeff Keighley's birthday party, it's gonna be something like crazy. But if it's
probably
at
not
like
for
the finals, they
finals.
could get away with like fuck war, and then people would get pissed. But it would be contained, you know.
Yeah, no, the people won't even get pissed because they're in Japan. They don't get pissed over there.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
They're
cool.
they'll pretend like they're happy.
Yeah.
and they'll be
Announcement
pissed.
could be in Japan.
Kunimitsu. They could do Kunimitsu in Japan. But yeah,
Hell
it's pretty
no, they're not.
circumstantial.
Dude, Kunimitsu will be worse than Fakamron for people that played 7, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is terrible.
Neither of those are good choices.
Yeah.
I'm
Neither of those.
Well, I'm just saying
I'm-
it could be a bad choice if they announce it at Japan. But if they do it outside of like the TWT events, then it's got to be someone good. That's how I'm approaching it.
I'm going True Ogre and Ogre.
I
think
think
it's a
that's
good-
like the season 2 or something. Now the Heihachi season 1. I can't imagine put Heihachi and Ogres in the same season.
That's
That is
true,
pretty
too, right?
crazy.
Both bossy type characters.
Yeah.
Well, what if it's like
and they're
one,
huge.
one dude, one girl, one dude, one girl? Because you know how like that's kind of how the order is right now. Eddie, Lidia, Heihachi,
Oh.
waifu. I don't know.
I mean, Tifa's
Unknown.
Tifa's the only one that could fit. Unknown would be sick. That would help out all the Mokujin mains out there too.
Yeah.
She would fit in
Unknown did,
Tekken
bro.
8 with all the
Oh.
anime shit they're doing right now too.
Oh, no, but
I
they would
would
make-
actually be hyped for Mokujin. Mokujin was sick too.
Unknown, bro.
They would make
Impact.
Unknown like a tag 2 where she just makes it where she has her own move list. She wouldn't
The
be like
spikes and
tag
shit?
1 where
Yeah.
she's Mokujin.
Mm.
I think.
Oh yeah,
Mokujin-
she was in Tag 2. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Everyone
Gamble
forgets about
player?
that shit.
Man, I deleted that game from my memory. That's crazy.
Still running the hard drive over there.
Oh man.
Spinning hard drive.
Yeah. Mechanical disc failure, bro. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah. Also at Evo, I guess we forgot. They also announced where the finals is gonna be for TWT. It's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
Shibuya, Japan.
That's
So-
the wild part. Shibuya, bro.
Oh my
Did-
god,
did
I
they
forgot.
announce
That's
the venue?
where Rip's favorite bar is. No wonder he's
Yeah.
that shit.
Oh
Dude,
no.
every night I'm just gonna be at the bar and at Evo. I'm gonna go to the bar pre-Evo and post-Evo.
Didn't you
And
say
he's
the-
gonna
the
walk home
bars-
6 miles when the trains
Didn't you
aren't
say the
working.
No,
bar
because
was
we'll have the
closed?
hotel in Shibuya, dude.
I thought the bar. Yeah, you said the bar was closed at Evo, didn't you?
It's dead to me at this point. But still, it's the
They
idea.
can hire different people, man. It's not
Right?
It's
just
over.
one bartender.
It's over.
It's over.
So there's one bartender that pooped out a baby and like Rip's like, oh, it's over. It can't be.
It's over,
Can't be
dude.
selfish.
No more
It's over,
morning
man.
rice,
It
man.
is what it is.
No more morning rice.
But it is cool. Shibuya is a really crazy location to have the TWT finals in. Like you could have had Japan. It would have been like, they've done a lot of where the EVO Japan venues could have been, that sort of thing. And those are like normal kind of Tokyo spots, but Shibuya's like pricey ass spot, I would guess.
It's I can't imagine it being easy.
Do they have an office there, or is there office in Shinagawa?
I think it's Shinagawa. I would
Oh,
assume it's
okay.
some kind of like crazy shit, like a rooftop thing or something.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it makes me
fancy.
think like, how is attendance gonna work, and how many
Yeah.
spots are there gonna be? All that shit, right?
Right. So they had the LCQ open. And they had registration up to 256. It capped super fast, and apparently
We gotta talk about this.
Book got like 247th out of 256 in the
Jesus.
Wow.
sign up list, and then they expanded it to 512, and that's going to open, I think, on August 1st. Check Twitter because I'm not 100% sure on that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think on August 1st they open up for the next 256 spots for the LCQ. The interesting thing to me is because of the new finals format, which we haven't talked about yet, other people will be allowed to enter. So that they're going to go over 512 to allow those other people to re-enter it, or they're reserving those spots out of the 512.
I would assume they're reserving it because those guys are always going to enter if they
mean,
lose. They're
yeah, I don't
not.
know.
If,
They might just
mean,
give
they
up. Like
should
that was
be-
it. I tried my best.
Yeah.
They should definitely have spots reserved for those guys for sure.
yeah, I think they will.
It would be
And
totally-
also, I also think that they're just also gonna be like, oh, there's gonna be hella DQs anyways. It's
Oh,
Japanese
one more
event.
thing. They said Shibuya. They also said $300,000 prize pool, by the way. So that was like slipped in there during that announcement. I haven't seen anyone talking about it, but it is $300,000 for the TWT finals.
That's quite a
this year.
bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did they add to the prize pools for TWT events right now?
There's always like a base price pool
5,000 or something?
dependent on the level. Like it's in if you go to the TWT rules, it tells you how much it is.
Okay,
I
but it
forgot.
exists though, right?
It exists, yeah.
Okay,
There's a
okay.
base rate for like a master level event and a challenger event.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't make that like super public, huh? It's like
Yeah,
it's hidden
it's
in like
there.
a start DG.
It just means
page.
means it's
not a
not very
lot.
good, right?
Yeah.
It's like a couple thousand or something, for each place or whatever. So it's not huge, but it's something. It's much better than nothing. And that's the base before you get the pot split too. So if there's like 1,000 entrants, $10 each, that's $10,000 additionally into the pot, right? So that base rate they give you is before that split happens.
Okay.
Hmm.
So they're
Crazy.
matching the EWC basically, right? Except
What
it's
do
a
you mean
whole
matching?
circuit. Because that's the prize for each game at EWC. I mean, sorry, that's first place. Never mind. EWC is $1 million prize.
EWC is
Yeah.
$1 million prize.
Yeah, my
pool,
bad.
So they're not
Yeah.
matching it. No.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
But-
even the qualifiers for EWC were big. Like DreamHack had like a 50K prize pool or something.
Oh yeah,
True.
you're right.
That was
Yeah.
big,
Yeah.
big.
That's a big part of why I mean, obviously it's an obvious driver of why a bunch of players showed up only for the EWC spots, but also kind of like it feels like they're in conflict with each other because of the prize pools and the everything else, right?
You mean the TWT is in conflict with the EWC?
Yeah, like I mean the prize pools don't match up, so you have players that are only going out for EWC stuff, right? So kind
It's
of
like
enhances
two
each-
birds
but
with
for
one
both, though.
stone.
Yeah,
they-
exactly.
They
I don't
get
see it as opposing.
yeah, because they get points for TWT for the leaderboard.
But do you think
the
those
most-
guys actually want to like compete in the TWT despite going only for the EWC
think so.
stuff?
Yeah, I think
I
if
think
they're
once you-
going for
like,
EWC,
you-
they're going for both. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like once you're already getting points for one, it's like free money. It's like why the
Yeah.
like if you're already placing high enough in the EWC, you got to. The only person I think that's probably not doing that is Mongjin, because it's just like
Mhm.
you got his shit early and he's not traveling.
Mhm.
But everyone else
Yeah.
seems like
I guess now that you
What-
mention it, Double started traveling and stuff
yeah,
too,
it's
right?
like everyone once they finally got points in anything, whether it be EWC or taking World Tour, they're like, all right, we'll take it more seriously, travel
Sure.
more.
Mhm. Yeah.
Every player has been consistent enough that they're getting points.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If they get
Additionally, EWC.
yeah, they already qualify for EWC.
I see.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Additionally, EWC brought in sponsors that these players never would have gotten. Right. So now, because of the sponsors, these players go into more TWT events. So I feel like they're more complementary than opposing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
a good point. I didn't think about like them exploiting the travel coverage.
Oh
and
no,
stuff
yeah,
like
it's way better for the ecosystem for the entire competitive FGC ecosystem to have
good.
EWC there for all the circuits.
that. Mhm.
Yeah, because I remember like JD asking around for sponsors and because he wanted to travel and stuff, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. But yeah, like we just talked about, like the announcement of where the finals is gonna be. But the format, like Rip said, is something that we haven't really got around to yet. I think Rip understands this format the best. They went over on it on the Tekken Talk. It is kind of different from previous years. You know, they have day 1, 2. It's a 4-day event, first off, which has
Crazy.
never been a thing. So here's the
Never should
graphic.
be a thing,
This
but
Never
is
should be a thing.
no.
this is the graphic, and you guys make of it as you will, because I don't know what the hell's going on here.
It's
So,
simple. It's simple, but it's stupid.
yeah.
Okay, I'll explain it, and I'll explain it, and then you explain the stupid part, maybe.
All right,
So
here we go.
there's
No,
two
you'll do the
leaderboards.
stupid part.
There's two leaderboards. Um, and so there's a global leaderboard. You guys already know that's where the players go to these events, like the match events, challenge events. They get the points. The top 20 from that, they qualify, right? Then you also have a regional leaderboard, and these are guys who are going to all the dojo events and getting their points there. And there's 15 of those players qualified around the world. Now, both of these groups of players, they qualify into a round robin, except they're separated from each other. So the global leaderboard guys, you guys are in round robin with each other. And the regional leaderboard guys, you guys are in a round robin with each other. Now, the weirder part is that the people who are from the global leaderboard, their round robin winners, they go to the winner side of the bracket for the finals in the top 16. If you were from the regional leaderboard and you win your spots out, your top 2 spots out of those pools in the round robin, you are in the loser side automatically for the top 16. Then on the third day, there's a last chance qualifier. So that's what I was saying. 512 people are going to be able to sign up for this, plus the people who lost from those round robins from the global and regional leaderboards. So all of those people playing the last chance qualifier, and the top 2 out of that, they go to the loser side of the top 16. And then you have your bracket. The top 8 side, the top 8 winner side will be from the global leaderboard, and the top 8 loser side will be from the regional leaderboard and the LCQ.
That is a lot more confusing than it seemed at first.
What?
It's,
There you
it's more
go.
confusing than it needs to be. Although it's not that confusing, it's just not good.
It's just a
Why
weird
do you,
it's a weird standard, right? So like basically from what I'm understanding, the people that travel the most, they get more chances in the tournament. And then the
Not
people
necessarily
that
more chance. Well, yeah, more chances if they keep winning to stay on
two
the
versus
winner's
one,
side.
right? In this case, right? So but if
Not
you
even
do the elite,
two versus one, because let's say you can qualify in the global side and you qualify in the top 8 winners. If you lose, you can qualify through the LCQ and then win the tournament through that way, or lose in
Mhm.
top 16 or whatever.
Yeah.
The it's just, I don't know, the forcing player into winners and losers based on global versus regional versus LCQ. It just seems overly convoluted for what reason. I have no idea. It's just on, and here's the thing, round robin pools and all that kind of shit can all be so fucking random and just so like
But it's
it's just
okay,
based
because they could enter the LCQ for a chance to make it out in loser side.
right. It's like, I understand that point. I feel like the people that are getting dicked are the regional qualifiers, 100%,
super dicked.
Yeah.
they're qualifying for something. I don't know exactly how they're
They're qualifying to be a
qualifying
second
for it.
class citizen basically in the tournament,
Yeah,
right? So
it's like you're qualifying in through the back door, and even the Tekken team is like straight up cheating you, like you're coming from the back door. It's like, all right, doggy door's out there, bitch. You can't fucking leave. Like it really just feels kind of odd. The
I
Yeah.
don't know,
entire
but for me,
format.
it like scream. The term that comes to mind is top player privilege, right? So if you're top player traveling, all that stuff, you get hooked up with by going to the winner side. Everyone else, like like not so lucky, not so
The rich
privileged.
get richer.
Mhm.
Even on top of that too, it's a little unfortunate because you have the global leaderboard guys and the regional leaderboard guys. They're the ones who want to try to like prove themselves, right? But they will never be mixed up with those guys unless they qualify for top 16. I feel like that's like a major misstep because you could have had
It's
these matchups where these
Mm.
regional qualifiers get to play against global qualifiers from different countries and stuff,
Here's the
right? So
thing.
now you won't even get to see that.
They won't even get a chance to play them in top 16 unless they win one match. Because
Yeah.
no matter
Yeah,
what, when they qualify out of that, they still gotta play someone who either came from the
and you're gonna
LCQ.
play all the losers from the winner side anyway, right? So
Exactly. Yeah, so it's like that part makes it a lot less interesting, right? Because you're stuck with the guys who were traveling and playing each other all the time anyway, playing each other, and the guys who couldn't travel, you won't get to see them play them anyway. Like it's just it's super unfortunate because of that part of it for me. And then of course the LCQ in the past has always been this really cool thing because it's like you have your chance to get in there and get to the winner side, right? It's your last chance. But now it's like it's your last loser's chance. I think they got to rename it because it's not a last chance qualifier; it's like a last chance losers qualifier.
Damn,
So it's like
upper
a
and
little
lower
bit different.
bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the other thing too. Competitively, if you're thinking about it, and let's say hypothetically, you could qualify for the global and the regional. Why
Mhm.
would you want to qualify for the global if you think that your chances of qualifying out of any group with a handful of Arslan, Atif, Nee, and Ulsan? If that's your pool, you qualifying? Or would you rather go into the regionals where you're playing against dudes that are also coming through the
Damn,
back door with
forfeit your
you?
chance? That's tight.
Exactly, right? But if you know that if you can qualify out of there to get top 16 guaranteed, and you're going to be placing higher than half of the people that qualified through globals that won't get a chance to qualify there because they have to deal with that group of death, because no matter what, they're going to be in a group of death. They're not going to have any of the regional leaderboard players in their group. It's like
Damn.
you're splitting all those groups up. So the groups themselves, you're gonna even like no disrespect to the regional qualifiers that qualify. I'm sure they're gonna be hella good, but in my mind, it's not gonna be up to the standard of the global
Mm.
the global leaderboard, right? So those groups, the global groups, are gonna be sick, crazy high level. The other ones, up to the players, whether or not whoever qualified there can make it interesting or not.
You bring up a
And
good
it's
point too, because what are they going to do about lottery and seeding and stuff for both regions, right?
Yeah, either
Same
you
as
do it like
before.
you do it the way before you make these group draws, or you just randomize it, maybe seed it by points. I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
Mm.
I just don't love the fact that they separate global and regional leaderboards. Like if they
Yeah,
manage to
just put them
somehow
all in groups
all together
together. Yeah.
and just let them rock like that.
Yeah.
And that's where you get the coolest upsets and stuff to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
exactly
all the
what happened
matches
at the
you'll
end of
never get to
Tekken 7,
see.
right? So
Yeah.
the way you brought it up, where you said these regional leaderboard guys want to play against these global guys, and
Yeah.
that's their opportunity, and you're not giving it to them. You're never going to allow
Exactly.
them to
You're
get
inviting
that
them to the finals to not have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Unless they
It's-
qualify out of the pool into the losers bracket to then beat someone else to then get a chance of playing one of them. It's
or
like,
just
pretty
go the
slick.
last chance qualifier and hope that you meet up in there. It's
Yeah,
and
and then the other thing you said about, if you're regional or global, right? If you have a choice, because you could be in either one of them, right? and Why would you want to qualify for the global leaderboard? Because if you lose there, you still go in the LCQ, right?
Yeah.
So your better chance of making it out into the loser bracket instead of the LCQ is through the regional leaderboard and then the LCQ. So you
Yeah.
get two better chances of making the loser bracket if you go to the regional leaderboard than the global leaderboard.
yeah, exactly.
and those guys are they going to be seated in the LCQ too? I guess that's also
Maybe
kind of
well,
an
I'm sure they would have to be like
Mhm.
Are you
because
sure? Because
if you don't
there's a lot of
if you
question
don't
marks.
seed them, and then let's say you had let's say Nia and Ulsan get eliminated from the global leaderboards and they had to play first round in LCQ. Are you kidding me?
I don't know, man.
You just might as well just spit on tournament and fucking esport integrity of all
I'm just
things.
saying,
I mean,
bro.
Shit
that's
that.
that's
What do you? I
definitely
mean,
where it's trending.
it seems like a crazy thought, but then I look at the format.
Format's pretty crazy this year. It's
The format was made by someone that does not know how to run a proper tournament. In my mind, it's just like
Damn,
a
damn.
fair format. This is not. But
Mm.
the fact
Damn
is that
Yoda talk.
they're
Fair.
It's
I
not
mean,
really a fun
format,
format either,
this
which
is
is what
not.
bothers me now that you said it too.
Yeah,
the
like the day
format's
one
no
and
good.
two, and day two is just gonna be regional round robin. Like,
I'm just thinking about like watching, right? You're gonna watch the global leaderboard, and then they're gonna play the regional match and be like, oh yeah, let me take a break and go get some
Mhm.
something
Day
to
two,
eat or some shit.
is going to be the full day lunch break if the regionals become
damn.
just boring.
Nah, I think the match will be fun.
I'm sure they will
I
be.
think
I like.
I think the thing about the regional leaderboard round robin is that you'll have like the country representation, right? To see like, oh, fight for your region sort of thing, right? It's like more like pride battles in that sense. But sometimes they're not gonna be great, and then it's gonna really stand out, right? And I think that's the part where you're talking about like being
But
like
they
the
already
one
have
great
that for the
Tekken.
global leaderboards, Like I mean, Plukistan, right? That's basically like that's how
Yeah, but
people watch.
you're talking about a beatdown. We're talking about bad players. Two different things. Two different things here.
They're not gonna be that bad.
I'm not.
Um,
I don't think they're gonna be bad because they obviously qualify for something.
Yeah,
But it's just like I want to see these people up against the global
the
guys.
other guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
I can't
I don't
remember his
see
name
why
right now.
not.
What's the player's name? Sorry.
Claudio
Divine
from Mexico?
Exorcist.
Yes.
Divine
Yeah.
Exorcist.
Thank you so much.
I like how we
I've had
all
his
knew
name in
who
my
we
mind for the
were
last, like,
talking
10
about
minutes. How did you do that? That
instantly.
was impressive.
Yeah.
Damn. Out of my head, bro. That was nuts. Yeah, him last year at the finals. You know, like he had those crazy upsets and everything.
Yeah, he beat
Like
Al's
that's what you
ass,
want to
right?
see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
and
thought
he
Al
messed
was
up
gonna
Al's
make it
chances.
out because he beat
Right,
Arslan and Nee in Pool A, but
and this
Divine
format,
Exorcist came out of nowhere. Yeah,
Gets rid
yeah,
of all of that.
this format destroys all of that potential.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's
I mean,
really
not only
unfortunate.
it's like it not only does it destroy all that potential, but they also just says, "Hey, regional leaderboard, you guys have nothing. You guys won't get anything higher
Lesser
than loser
citizens.
side
Yeah,
top 16." So it's
That
like
part sucks too.
you're already handicapped their money chances in that regards too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the whack part, right?
dude. And the crazy thing about LCQ, everybody that doesn't make it out of round robin gets to enter LCQ. It's just like, damn.
They had to.
Yeah, that makes
Nee
I like
They had to.
didn't make
You're
it out
doing
of
3
pools, so we gotta put LCQ. Usually they did LCQ first on day one, so it's just like
Right. But
now
in this
it's
format here, right? If you didn't do that, then you would have these guys qualifying and losing stuff and not having a chance at LCQ. Like, wait, what? Like, why didn't I just go to LCQ then?
Mhm. Yeah,
the
I
Like the
mean,
guys
LCQ
in the
being
global leaderboard.
yeah, the
it's all
LCQ
messy.
being like this though has to work like this if they're gonna be
Exactly.
consistent on separating the global and regional leaderboard. If this was
Yeah.
like last year or I don't know prior years, they would have just ran a bunch of groups, kept all of them together, and did a last chance qualifier for one spot. That'd be
Mhm.
that. But they wanted to be special. They want to do something different, and sometimes, more often than not, different sucks. And this one is no good.
You
It,
sound very happy about it.
I mean, I'm just keeping it real, dude. Like this
Yeah.
format is awful. Like it's
Awful?
because they're trying. Like I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to reinvent the wheel, but they turned the wheel into a fucking box.
Yeah,
It
like sometimes you
just
don't have to reinvent the wheel,
you don't
right?
have
Yeah.
to do all this crazy shit, man. You guys have been running the perfect tournament for the past however many years, and this, in my mind, is just making not only making everything more complicated and making things more messy. It just doesn't seem competitive as a competitor. It just doesn't seem fair. Like
Dude,
straight
yeah,
up, like
like I'm putting myself as a competitor's shoes right now, and I'm like, why the fuck would I go to this LCQ if Arslan Ash doesn't make it out of his round robin? I have to fucking fight him first round. Like, bro, that sounds terrible.
like at this point
I
right
didn't
now,
think
like
about that.
because here's I remember who I was thinking of was Fear when I thought Fear was in global and regional, but it's
Yeah.
Fear is global, regional is Jake Man.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather be Jake Man right now
Jake
than
Man.
Fear.
Yeah.
100%.
Hell yeah.
And
Yeah.
it sucks because when you look at it, Fear's had better placements. Fear's been doing better and he has more points straight
Yeah.
up. So, but
He's getting
in
penalized for it, but based on
yeah,
what
he's
you're
getting
saying.
penalized for
Yeah.
doing good. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
But is he
that's
really being penalized if he has a last chance qualifier after he loses? I think that's their argument.
I
See
mean,
that
no,
noise you made? I was noise I would have made too. But
I mean,
still, yeah.
I look. That's the only good thing about this format is the LCQ.
They
I
get a
love
chance
that.
at LCQ
I love
too.
that.
Yeah, it's a
I
cool
love that.
idea, but just
That's the only part I like, but I only like that because of the fact that it has to exist with this shit on top of it.
But like, okay, so for me, when I see this LCQ and I think, okay, so we're gonna have a minimum of 12 people from the global leaderboard in that LCQ.
Oh god.
Doesn't that just make it one big ass tournament?
Yeah.
Like
It's gonna be one
in
big
one day?
ass tournament.
Right. But I'm saying
They
with
have-
like with the top players anyway, and only two of those guys are gonna qualify out to the next day, whatever, right?
yeah.
But it's like it kind of ruins the LCQ for me. Because it's just another big master event like we've had all year long, basically. You know what I mean?
But that's how LCQs have always been.
No,
It's
but the
just another
LCQ
big-
before is that the guys who qualify the best, they're not there. Now you're
Yeah.
fighting for that spot, the last
Yeah,
spot.
true.
You know?
But
All
now
the people who couldn't get there. Now it's all the guys who did qualify. You got 12 of those guys in the same bracket
I
for those
see
two
what
oh,
you're
it's
spots.
like
saying.
free entry.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I get what you're trying to say.
I get that too. Because but the way it works though, you have to remember they didn't necessarily the global leaders, people that qualified didn't even necessarily qualify for the finals for the day 4. They qualified to get a easier shot into the finals technically because
Yeah.
you're going up in these pools. You're not going through the big ass LCQ.
Mhm.
It just doesn't feel like a reward. It feels like more work for
Punished.
Yeah.
You get
yeah.
punished.
It feels like a punishment for doing so good. It's like
Fuck.
like I don't know like. I feel like what at EVO this year. I'm sorry to bring this back up, but EVO they did player entrances again. They haven't. I feel like they haven't done that in years. If you're a player to get like rewarded like that, where you're like, oh, I made top 6. I did something, and now I'm getting this walkout. Everyone's looking at me. There's smoke blasting in my face, lights are shoot. You feel good about that shit, right? You feel like you did something, and you qualified for something, and it's worth your time. this doesn't feel worth it. It feels like you're making it all the way there. No one's gonna recognize who the fuck you are. You're gonna get eliminated, get sent to the LCQ, and then amongst 512 other people, drown there. No one's gonna even remember you qualified in the global leaderboard.
Crazy.
Mm,
That's
That's a
true.
good
I didn't
point.
think about that, but people will definitely
yeah.
forget by the time they get to the actual
Hell
finals
yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I just saw in the chat, Molly said that this format seems to be designed to feature more of the regional players into the finals day, because 6 of them are going to qualify for loser bracket. Versus if they were all in one group, then maybe you wouldn't see any of them in there, right? So it's like it does lean that way based off how it's going to qualify people in, right?
Mhm.
Which means honestly that the finals day is going to be weaker competition because you're going to have the regional leaderboard guys instead of the global leaderboard guys.
Yeah.
6 of those spots.
But they're all in loser side, man. So
Yeah, but even still, you could have had the global leaderboard guys on the loser side of that top 16.
Does the bracket no. I was gonna say, does the bracket reset at any point for these guys?
I mean, it's just winners, losers. So
Yeah,
no.
that's
Yeah.
grand finals if they could reset it.
That's the only reset.
It resets them back to the winner side of the bracket. Damn, new reset rules. They might as well at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look, if you wanted to showcase the regional leaderboard guys, you showcase them by letting them play against the
Yeah,
other
play on
people.
the even playing
Yeah.
field, right?
Yeah.
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 I think you're really
Damn.
it's like doing a battle royale between all the regional leaderboards. Like, all right, who made it out? Yeah, you can come play with us.
Man, now that I
A
thought about
kids
that,
table, right? It's a kids table.
it's
Yeah.
like playing with the handicap setting on. You know, like, oh, we got 120% health, right? You guys get 100? All right, sick. Let us in the finals, bro.
That's what it is, right? It's 50 versus
It is.
100. Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking...
Like that'll be the most
Uh,
disappointing thing if and it's probably gonna happen is where top 8 of this tournament is gonna be all global leaderboard final people, and it's just like probably the 2 people that qualify from LCQ are gonna be from globals too.
I think that's more
Probably.
likely to be the case. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like the final 8 is still gonna be like the best players from the world anyways. So this format sucks.
it's hard to argue against it.
Yeah, it's a
I
rough
mean, against it
format.
sucking or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only
It's hard to argue
yeah.
against Rickstah.
the only
okay.
benefit legit I can give it is the LCQ. I enjoy that the people there get a rerun.
I'm
but
not even there.
yeah, I can even I even understand that too. Like just as a
Yeah.
competitor, if I were competing and you give me that second opportunity, I'll always take it. Fuck you. Give me that LCQ.
Yeah, exactly.
Same
No,
problem
yeah. For me as a
exists
competitor
still,
from like global or regional, yeah,
too.
give me that opportunity, right?
Yeah.
But like from a spectator, and,
Spectator,
like,
yeah.
even finals enjoyer and the LCQ, that's not the same LCQ that we've had in the past.
Nope.
Very different.
Very different.
Also, as a spectator, I think the same problem exists from the old ones where it's just a shitload of round robins and nobody can follow that shit.
Yeah, and some matches aren't even gonna matter and blah blah blah.
They've
blah,
never
blah.
figured that
Yeah.
out for
Yeah.
the spectator. So I'm like, who is this
Like
for?
that was the major complaint before the round robin format, and
Yeah.
instead we got still round robin plus.
Yeah,
Other
they
stuff.
doubled down on round robins basically, right? So
Yeah, and I'm okay with round robin, like versus alternatives, right? It's still
me too.
whatever difficult to follow in some ways, but this didn't help fix the issues from before. This new
Yeah.
format is what I'm saying.
It definitely didn't.
yeah, they doubled down. So
It is what it is. But yeah, that is the TWT finals. We have it in Shibuya, Japan later on this year. I think they said like December 6th to 8th or December something, early December. So yeah, I
first
guess
half.
we'll find out when we get there in early December. But yeah, other than that, Rip had the IGN video he kind of wanted to talk about. Is
Oh, we
there
already did
anything?
talk about it.
Yeah, you
Okay, you
transcribed
already
it.
Yeah.
covered. Okay, all right, we already covered that. Other than that, we just got the latest patch 1.06 with photo mode and Lydia coming out. Any thoughts about
Photo
Lydia?
mode.
That's my
photo
shit, by the
mode
way.
real
That's my
quick.
domain.
All the
I turned it
perverts,
on-
man.
I'm a
God.
grandmaster of photo mode. Okay.
I turned that on. I was like, how the fuck do I rotate the camera? I got stuck outside the stage and I couldn't move. I was like, fuck this. I left. I didn't know how to use it. I can't use it on the joystick.
Oh yeah, it's tough. You got to hit like square to like rotate it
It's
from
easier on keyboard.
zooming to
Definitely
other
easier on
shit.
keyboard.
It's tough.
Keyboard. Oh
Yeah.
god, you're getting real perverted over there.
I talked about it, dude. The
I was just
main
thinking a
man, the main
controller.
man started doing the YouTube thumbnails using the same shit I did in Tekken 7 because I started doing it on
Nvidia
Eric's channel.
Ansel. That
Yeah,
shit,
Nvidia
right?
Ansel. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
That's the tech.
The OG.
Man, always be stealing strats and
Yeah, man.
YouTube tech.
He's
Claiming he
talking
has
to
his
you, bro.
own.
Claiming as his own. Did he do that shit? Come on. Putting
Appropriate
words out
that
there.
shit,
Jesus,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, photo mode's
What are
cool.
we talking about?
Photo
Lydia.
mode's
Photo mode and
cool.
Lydia.
Yeah, and Lydia 1.06. Little
So like I
patch
think
notes. Yeah.
yeah, I think Lydia is cool. I think she's fun. I think that competitively though, I don't know why you pick her over Dragonov right now. Like if you're a competitor, that's where I'm at with it. But like that's how I feel about everything.
Yeah, you
But
get
Lydia,
that
I
way
think
with every character.
yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, like, the majority of the cast, you look at, they're all like, oh yeah, they're pretty good. Lydia falls in there. She's pretty good.
But
I
why
think
would
that
you play
her,
her? Yeah, is the
if you're competing for, EWC $1 million or TWT $300,000, why are you playing Lydia, right? Like she has some scary mix-ups with Heaven and Earth at the wall. Like if she had heat, she's not necessarily even with the power ups, right? But you just basically have to guess mid or high, to take the unblockable, or you're gonna eat this mid and get messed up at the wall, right? So it's scary, and like maybe that'll lead to her being OP in some situations. But I don't know. What do you think she's at right now, Mike?
I think she's definitely toned down from 7 coming into 8, but I think her heat stuff makes her really scary. Just the fact that like what Rip said, the it's kind of like the Heaven and Earth. It used to be the guard break, now it's an straight up unblockable.
Hmm.
But it seems like that plus the chips she could do and stuff like that, it seems kind of scary. Like her and heat seems like it could be a problem, but we'll have to
Hmm.
see.
Yeah, we're just
But
a couple days into Lydia.
Mhm.
yeah, I like what they try to do, at least with her install, where it's like, oh, you can only gain stocks seemingly through heat.
Yep.
So it's like, it makes it seem like, if you're gonna play her, learn the heat system because
Hmm.
you need it with her for heat in
I
order
think
to
that
gain access to her strong shit.
one thing that you're bringing up, Ricky, I think that's interesting is like her combo formula seems like it's a little different from the standard like launch, filler, tornado, and then do like strong aerial tailspin, heat burst, strong aerial tailspin, heat dash move, and then grounded on scale, right? That's usually like the formula. For her, it seems like she has the Heaven and Earth one that causes the ground stun. So you kind of want to use heat that way more than heat burst, heat dash combo. So it's like I kind of like that aspect about her combo formula and combo structure. It's like a different way to use the heat that's kind of unique to this character that other characters can't really do.
Yeah, her combo structure I thought was what was pretty interesting about her. I didn't expect it to be so different. And she's obviously got different combo routes. It's not very straightforward because like her hop kicks and instant tornado, etc. Right? But the weird thing is with their freaking corsical forwards all over the place, man. Like it's strange,
Yeah, they're
especially
pretty
the
weird to
double
hear.
corsical forward.
Yeah.
Like
Whole
that
ass
one's weird.
super input for the Blossom
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fury string.
super
Yeah.
input, and then not only that, you got a back forward the last input. Like what the
Into a
hell?
virtual
Like where did
fighter
that come
input.
from?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they made laws back forward. That's too hard. Make it hold forward. Okay, Lydia, add this double corsica forward into back forward. Like what the? Who came up with this shit,
But
dude?
I
For
think
4 extra
that
points of damage.
I think that shit definitely adds to the fun of the character, and it's also
Yeah, it
like,
does.
and
Yeah.
watching Lydia, it's like, oh shit, they did the extra hard input. It's
Yeah, he
like,
did the
oh
hard shit.
yeah, it's like, oh shit, that shit was blue all over the place. He's doing all the
This
hard
is a good
stuff.
point. You guys get hype about like when they do the hard Shaheen combos. It's kind of the same effect, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. But this is more
It's pretty neat.
visually easier to follow, right? It's like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah, for
shit,
sure.
there's blue sparks everywhere. I think
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Shaheen is
aspect
like
makes
kick,
it better.
kick. Like, okay.
That goes back to what you said about spectators. So I think it's
Yeah.
a step in the right direction, right? So
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's a big reason I think that Lydia is cool. Like combos are fun, combo structure is crazy. There's a lot to learn because she's a stance character.
how do you guys feel
Um,
about her mechanics like carrying over between rounds?
I think it's fine. It's cool.
It,
I thought it would
it
be
works
more.
for her.
Yeah, it does. I thought it would be like, oh shit, it's just Manon, her medals carry over, but it's like you kind of have to find ways to get into Heaven and Earth so you can build that up. And then the benefits you get is just like mostly damage. So it's like
Oh, okay.
it's
So the matchup doesn't change as a result of her getting more resources.
yeah, it's kind of just like, oh shit. Oh, but the one thing that does change is the higher level you're at, the less heat timer you use whenever you use a heat specific attack. So
Oh,
so
okay. So
like
consumption, resource consumption.
yeah, so
Yeah.
heat timer consumption goes down a lot. So like let's say every time you do a 442, it takes a little bit of heat timer. But if you
Mm.
go to a 442 into Heaven and Earth, it takes a good chunk, right? At
Yeah.
0, you lose your heat instantly as soon as you go into Heaven and Earth
Mhm.
that 1st
Mhm.
time. But at level 3, you could go into Heaven and Earth like 3 times and
Oh
still
shit.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
still use like a heat smash right at the end of your timer, So it's like
Damn.
that makes
Wild.
a huge difference on how you use the heat meter with her. and especially throughout the rounds too, right? So if you could
So
get
it
to the level
snowballs if
3,
you somehow make it to like final round with full resources.
I mean, you
Then
can
for
base
sure.
as long as you activate heat every round, you're basically gonna get to level 3 by your potential final round elimination point, essentially.
I see.
Yeah, you have plenty of ways to get into it. You
Yeah,
just
the
have to
way you
find
get
ways
into it,
to-
basically, you just have to activate heat and go into stands,
Mhm.
and then you're basically there.
You can
Wow.
just do that. Activate heat smash, get them, block it. You're in stance. 4-4-2.
But if it hits, you don't get the
Transition.
power up. So it's like,
Yeah, that's the
motherfucker,
worst.
why did you get hit? I was trying to build up
Yeah.
a stock. Like, what's wrong with
I
you?
know.
Can't you block? Like, come on, man.
Also, like in heat, if you do a hop kick and to tap up, they can
Yeah.
you get parries on notes, but you get like thrown or something, right?
Yeah. So that's like the counter, right? So you could
Yeah.
counter any punishment, but if they punish with a throw, then it's an unbreakable throw because it's a parry when you transition into heaven and earth stance with the
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Will
It's
that
pretty
counter,
cool.
Like, will that counter
Mhm.
all jabs? So it counters everything?
It counters
counters
jabs,
everything.
yeah.
So
It'll
it's
counter
I was
10
doing that
frame.
hella. That's what I had
That's
like the
sick.
most fun with her last night. I was like, oh, I could just hop kick for free. Let's
So
I
it's
go.
like
didn't
a
think about that.
pseudo safe hop kick, yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And then
that's-
people like then you get your mix up afterward from H&E, so it's like, oh shit, what do you do now?
yeah, it's
pretty tight.
interesting. And the H&E parry, even though it doesn't give anything guaranteed, it's just a mix-up between the
Mhm.
unblockable or the mid launcher, which is a power crush, by the way, or the 2 that's plus on block. Yeah, I don't know. She's
That's
interesting.
the scary part about her. Yeah. It's like she's not as fundamentally simple and good as like say like a Nina or even like a Dragunov. But like she's got the potential for like blowing you up suddenly, you know. So
Yeah.
like if somebody could master that, then yeah, she could make some moves on the leaderboards, you know,
Yeah,
tournament results.
her
So would
damage
you
is
put your tournament
good.
life on the line with a
Hell
character like
no.
that?
I'm picking Dragunov, bro. Like, if I was a competitor, that's what I'm doing.
I'm
Yeah,
just like
well-
thinking like would like the Kuma players use Lydia in tournament? Or
Hell
something?
no.
Is
Why
that-
the fuck would I play Lydia over Kuba?
Just food for thought. I was just curious.
It's only
No,
the
yeah, no,
Lydia players that are going to be interested in playing Lydia.
But who
I
are
think.
the Lydia players? That's what I'm kind of going with
Tetsu.
it. Yeah, that's literally just I
Tetsu,
can only
yeah.
think of Tetsu, right?
They have like a few. Yeah, there's a few.
Chicken
I think-
Maru or whatever.
She I think she's a cool character. She's very technical. She's a stance character, obviously. They made the stance transitions pretty easy. It's like
Mhm.
everything you go into, you have to go to horse or to cat, and then from there you automatically transition into wolf next. So
Mhm.
it's like a pretty straightforward idea. Like,
Which
if I
wasn't the
transition from
case
stance,
in
you're wolf.
7. Like Cat went
Right.
into like heaven and earth, and like the other one went
Yeah,
into
mad
wolf in
confusing.
7. But now every time you press forward, they're all wolf. And
Oh,
heaven
so
and
they're like
earth.
simplified. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is definitely
but-
simplified.
Yeah, so they made that part easier. But when you look at all that, it's like it's a pretty technical character overall.
Yeah.
So then you compare that to something like simple and effective for a tournament player. Like, yeah, it's not happening, bro. You got to
Mhm.
be a real character specialist and a loyalist for the character to make that happen.
Mhm.
Or you just find some crazy bullshit with the heaven and earth stuff and you run it. So that might still be possible. We're only in week 1 right now. I mean, I think today is the day that she actually came out to everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
I think it was
early
early
release.
access
Yeah,
before,
official
yeah.
release. Yeah, it's
So
today.
very early Lydia thoughts right now. You know, we'll see where she ends up in like another couple weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, but
pretty
then
cool.
is she gonna be legal for the next set of tournaments this weekend, like
Of
Malaysia and stuff?
course. Tekken don't give a fuck.
I don't actually know. Is that true? Actually,
They might have the update patch, which I don't even
Yeah.
think changed anything drastic, anyways. But also, they might not have Lydia. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
think
I
they're
don't
gonna
know what the rules
allow
are
it.
on that.
I think they're gonna allow it.
I think they should allow it just because I want to see
Why
if
not?
people get
I want to
blown
see
up.
it. Yeah, that'd be a huge blow. up
I
if
feel like people even if you allowed Lydia, I don't think anyone would do anything. With it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
Give her like give it like a month before you start paying attention.
before
Mhm.
Lydia really starts making a splash. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I guess I kind of felt that way about Eddie, but Eddie seemed to have pretty damn quick effect real fast.
Yeah, he did. Top 6 at or top 8 at EVO
Yeah.
Japan.
True. Yeah.
Tekken
Tekken Master. Yeah. Shout out to Tekken Master.
Holy fuck! It was Tekken Master.
Yeah. Tekken Master that took
forgot.
Eddie
That shit
super
just
far.
Back for a
Wait,
goddamn
was John Ding also in top 8 there? He was close to top 8. I don't know if he made it.
I don't remember actually.
I totally thought it was John Ding this whole time that made it.
It was
Oh.
both. It was
Okay.
both of them.
Definitely Tekken. I don't remember.
It was
It
both
was
of
John.
them.
Yeah,
It was
both,
both.
it was
Oh,
both
okay,
two
nice.
Eddies. Yeah,
Damn.
Two Eddies,
in
two
top
lost.
8. Yeah,
Hey,
that's
but who
right.
knows?
That's what it is.
How fast was that after Eddie's release? Was that like a month or two? That was like a month, right? Before EVO Japan?
It was a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like about a month, we'll maybe start seeing some Lydias in
Yeah,
top
this is
8s.
like
and
2
shit.
days.
Yeah.
We'll see. Lydia might be there this weekend. We'll see.
Well, yeah, might be there this weekend. That'd be sight.
Lydia could random out a few sets, but
Oh,
not
for
Oh,
for
hell
sure.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Especially
Not paying
Tekken 8
attention.
Lydia.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Boom, you explode, yeah. And sometimes you still
Yeah.
just have to guess, right? But yeah, those are our thoughts on Lydia, and that's gonna be episode 55 of the Boomcast. This is
Longest one ever.
one of the longest ones ever. We'll give a quick social
Easily.
shout out. Rip, where can they follow you guys at?
Catch me on Twitter, REEPAL Repaul, and then also on Twitch and on YouTube at Level Up Your Game. I forgot. And then on TikTok at Old Ass Boomer. Get it?
You have a TikTok?
Yeah, dude. Old Ass Boomer.
We said that like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Then Ricky, yeah, go ahead.
All right, fine, I'll go. Fuck it. Just follow me on Twitter, X Ricksteezy, same name on Twitch, RICKSTEEZY, 3 E's.
3 E's, don't you forget it. No pants.
That wasn't confusing like the TWT.
Twitch.tv/N0 the number pants, and Twitter all spelled out NZERO pants. It's late, man. I'm feeling trying to
Hands
feel
on the
it.
keyboard.
Yeah.
And then for me, you guys can follow me on all the socials at the name is MYK. And now, our favorite section and our final section, the bitch calling section. Who's got one? Because maybe EVO Arena Sunday for me. Somebody could double
I
down.
mean, that's
on that.
everyone's bitch.
That,
calling.
that, I definitely was
Big
thinking
one.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
I want to call everyone on Twitter a bitch that retweeted
Oh.
my tweet about Evo smelling, and then like just throwing all of their own fucking comments.
Oh,
about-
projecting? Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess it wasn't the Smash players all the entire time. Shut the fuck up, bro. You guys all fucking smell, all right? This is not a fucking Smash problem. This is a humanity problem.
This is a you problem.
Wash the fuck up, people, please.
Soap.
I made
And
that
water.
tweet as a joke. It didn't even smell that bad. Where I was in my hotel lobby and I made that joke because someone farted. All right, but it ended up becoming more real than I ever wanted it to be.
Oh, God.
Ricky's lying right now. He's like in the bathroom, like by himself. And he's like, "Oh yeah, this just stink, man. Fix this, Evo."
On the toilet.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
I'm the one that farted.
I'm the one who knocks. Nice. That's
Thanks
a
for
good
the
one.
engagements.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's funny though because you mentioned that, and then some of the artists in the artist alley also started mentioning about how Evo stinks. So there's some
Bro,
truth to it, man.
Vicious came up to me. He's
Nasty.
like, "Bro, you weren't lying."
Oh.
And I was
You
like,
willed that shit into reality.
Yeah, I was like, "Bro, that was just a joke." He's like, "No, it wasn't."
Dude,
No,
he,
it wasn't.
he quote tweeted that shit in person, dude. That's
Yeah. For real.
IRL quote tweet.
Give me a heart in real life.
That's sick.
I'm gonna call the Strive community a bunch of bitches because
Whoa. Okay.
it's not even about like what they do, but the fact that I had to find out that they had a fucking Strive orgy at Evo, like
What?
right here's
Please tell me that was fake.
That's my reaction, man.
Please tell me that was fake.
Where was
I
the
don't think it was
invite? No
fake, man.
pants?
I don't think that shit was fake.
Dude, we should have gone. Come on.
What? What?
No, thank you.
That's an exit,
What are
not
you
an
gonna do?
entrance.
Can you imagine MYK strolling up to the sex party and be like, "Sorry, guys, Nagoriki player coming through."
Yeah.
Nago player.
Color 2 Nago
You know
coming
what they
through.
say about
coming
Nago
through.
players over here? Yeah.
This is the
How many
FGC.
people?
I don't know.
How many
man. The
entrants?
fact that I had to hear about it.
Was it double elimination?
Yeah,
Oh,
LCQ? LCQ?
Oh, shit.
MYK trying to get the LCQ, huh? Oh shit, man.
Oh, same format
Sounds
as
like a full
TWT
bracket, though.
Finals. Oh, you
I heard
you
it was
lost
a
in
team
round robin?
tournament.
This is the real tournament right now.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh.
no way that can
man.
be true. But the more I think about it, of
That's
course
sick.
it's true.
Even if it
Yeah.
isn't, it's like Ricky willing that shit into existence. So many
Yeah,
people have
it
talked about it at
happened.
this point.
It's
that
gotta be
It might
real,
as well
right?
have happened. It doesn't matter at
I'm
this point.
pretty
right?
sure it
Like-
sounds like it's real.
Wait, how are you pretty sure it sounds like it's real?
First hand
Said the
experience,
stories in the
man.
elevator.
I've heard some names already, bro. Like I've heard some names.
Oh shit.
I've definitely heard some names too, but yeah, that like the fact
Man,
that
that's
I had to hear
terrible,
about that
bro.
shit, despite I've only saw like grand finals of Strive, and then that's the only other thing I hear about the tournament. You guys gotta step up, man.
I'm gonna burst.
The burst goes full screen too, man. They
Oh,
changed it, Rip. They
God.
changed it.
Whoa.
Oh.
Screen burst.
Yeah.
Damn.
Full screen burst.
That
Full
is
screen.
bullshit gaming.
Huh. Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
find something a little better to associate with the game than all the top players or whatever having fucking orgies.
Bro, top 8 orgies.
Top player
And
coming
that's the
through.
invite. That's how you qualify.
Damn.
Top 8 hot dog, man.
That's
Dude,
the real
White
qual-
Wild
dude.
Assault. Oh.
Come on, dog. Making top 6 at EVO is the real qualifier, man. You qualify for another tournament. The real tournament.
Man.
Oh. Got
Gross.
it. Got anything, Rip?
Oh,
The last one, man. Final round.
I mean, just the shit I talked about earlier. I'm just sick and tired of these DLC characters that are just normal ass characters coming out again. I just feel like that shit should be special if it's DLC. You know, it's obviously been in the industry for so long now. It's like, come on, bro. I don't want no Ganryu. Like even M Bison. M Bison is so cool. How is he a fucking DLC character though? You know, he should just be a normal ass Street Fighter character. No, am I wrong in this? Am I alone in this?
I don't
What if
think
people
you're
don't buy
wrong.
DLC after that?
No, put some cool shit for DLC. Make like a Terry with a good looking face or some shit. You know, something that people want to buy.
But isn't that? Aren't you proving my point though? What if it's whack and then they just say fuck this? I'm not gonna buy it, right?
Well, put some effort to your shit then if you want me to pay for it. That's all I'm saying. I'm just like, you know,
Oh, I can agree
all
with
these-
that.
Okay.
If you look
Alright.
back at all the old games, right? Like Tekken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. All those games, like the roster was huge and you had all the characters there. You didn't have to wait for all shit, right? And obviously this is old man ass thoughts because it's like 20 years ago, right? But somewhere along the line, whoever came up with this idea, like, dude, let's just make those characters. We'll just sell them later. You know, like that guy's a bitch. Dude. That's like because that is obviously
Damn.
stuck with the
Going
entire
back in
episode.
time to
Dude,
call that guy a
time
bitch?
Everything
traveling
else, dude.
bitch calling? That's epic, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Fucking calling the industry bitches, bro.
Holy
it is what it is.
shit.
I mean, an old man, you know, it's new people. They like paying for that shit. Like, yeah, dude, is that fucking is that Anna coming back? Hell yeah, let me pay for that shit. You know, like, whoa, awesome. What the fuck, you know? Come on, man. I'm tired of it. I'm just over it. Like, you know, like they're gonna have all these trailers now. Think about it, next 4 years. We're gonna have on that IGN interview. They hinted that you know we'd end up with like 50, 60 characters, but you can't have that many
God
characters at launch.
damn. Yeah.
So then I'm thinking like, okay, we have like 32 now, so you have like 16 more. So it's like 4 more years of 4 more characters each. There's gonna be like 12 of those characters probably that we've all seen before from like some other game. You know, Ganryu and fucking Becto-san.
Why do you keep
Wang
singling out
Jinrei,
Ganryu when he wants him so bad, dude? Come on, man. Let Ricky have
Bob,
his.
Miguel,
Taking him while he's
Lucky
down.
Chloe, Katarina. Woo! You know,
Damn,
like,
you
I
just
don't
pissed
care, bro.
off
They
so
should've
many
just
people.
been in the base game, man. That's
I
all I'm
mean,
saying.
you're
Who
not
wants to
wrong.
buy these characters?
You're not wrong. You're not
Look,
wrong.
As a Ganryu main, he's not wrong. Like, who the fuck wants to buy Ganryu? For real.
Right.
Season
Like,
5,
I know-
Ricky.
I-
any day,
I
any day
know-
now, man.
Bro, like my favorite wrestler is D'Lo Brown. I know that I'm not necessarily buying the top of the line shit over here, all right? It's like I know my character's not the popular ones.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, you know, I mean, and you know, I'm lucky Law gets put into the game. You guys are right. But I'm saying, like, would I want to purchase Law later? Yeah, I would, because I'm a Law main. But like, that's so minuscule compared to like the overall entire like fans of the franchise. You know what I mean?
They should have made Steve DLC. Damn. That's what
Give
I'm
him
getting
Terry's
at.
face.
And whoever came up with that TWT Finals format,
Damn.
Say it. Say it.
Watching
Got
you.
eyes on you.
But yeah,
good
that's
job. I want to work the finals this year.
me too. We love you, Evo. We love
We all love
TWT. We
It's the
love
best
EWC. Oh, I love their products and everything. We'll catch you guys all next time. Episode 55 in the books.
We love this format, please.
Evo was
Hey,
awesome. We'll catch
I
you guys
love
all next
Namco,
time.
man.